third place in the. We're not in the business of out consoling Sony or out consoling Nintendo. There isn't really a great solution or win for us. And I know that will upset a ton of people, but it's just the truth of the matter is that when you're third place in the console marketplace and the top two players are as strong as they are and have, in certain cases, very discrete focus on doing deals and other things that will that kind of make being Xbox hard for us as a team. That's on us, not on anybody else. We're not in the business of out consoling Sony or out consoling Nintendo. There isn't really a great solution or win for us. And I know that will upset a ton of people, but it's just the truth of the matter is that when you're third place in the console marketplace and the top two players are as strong as they are and have, in certain cases, very discrete focus on doing deals and other things that will that kind of make being Xbox hard for us as a team. That's on us, not on anybody else. We're not in the business of out consoling Sony or out consoling Nintendo. There isn't really a great solution or win for us. And I know that will upset a ton of people, but it's just the truth of the matter is that when you're third place in the console marketplace and the top two players are as strong as they are and have, in certain cases, very discrete focus on doing deals and other things that will that kind of make being Xbox hard for us as a team. That's on us, not on anybody else. We're not in the business of out consoling Sony or out consoling Nintendo. There isn't really a great solution or win for us. And I know that will upset a ton of people, but it's just the truth of the matter is that when you're third place in the console marketplace and the top two players are as strong as they are and have, in certain cases, very discrete focus on doing deals and other things that will that kind of make being Xbox hard for us as a team. That's on us, not on anybody else. We're not in the business of out consoling Sony or out consoling Nintendo. There isn't really a great solution or win for us. And I know that will upset a ton of people, but it's just the truth of the matter is that when you're third place in the console marketplace and the top two players are as strong as they are and have, in certain cases, very discrete focus on doing deals and other things that will that kind of make being Xbox hard for us as a team. That's on us, not on anybody else. We're not in the business of out consoling Sony or out consoling Nintendo. There isn't really a great solution or win for us. And I know that will upset a ton of people, but it's just the truth of the matter is that when you're third place in the console marketplace and the top two players are as strong as they are and have, in certain cases, very discrete focus on doing deals and other things that will that kind of make being Xbox hard for us as a team. That's on us, not on anybody else. We're not in the business of out consoling Sony or out consoling Nintendo. There isn't really a great solution or win for us. And I know that will upset a ton of people, but it's just the truth of the matter is that when you're third place in the console marketplace and the top two players are as strong as they are and have, in certain cases, very discrete focus on doing deals and other things that will that kind of make being Xbox hard for us as a team. That's on us, not on anybody else. We're not in the business of out consoling Sony or out consoling Nintendo. There isn't really a great solution or win for us. And I know that will upset a ton of people, But it's just the truth of the matter is that when you're third place in the console marketplace and the top two players are as strong as they are and have, in certain cases, very discrete focus on doing deals and other things that will that kind of make being Xbox hard for us as a team. That's on us, not on anybody else. We're not in the business of out consoling Sony or out consoling Nintendo. There isn't really a great solution or win for us. And I know that will upset a ton of people, but it's just the truth of the matter is that when you're third place in the console marketplace and the top two players are as strong as they are and have, in certain cases, very discrete focus on doing deals and other things that will that kind of make being Xbox hard for us as a team. That's on us, not on anybody else. We're not in the business of out consoling Sony or out consoling Nintendo. There isn't really a great solution or win for us. And I know that will upset a ton of people, but it's just the truth of the matter is that when you're third place in the console marketplace and the top two players are as strong as they are and have, in certain cases, very discrete focus on doing deals and other things that will that kind of make being Xbox hard for us as a team. That's on us, not on anybody else. We're not in the business of out consoling Sony or out consoling Nintendo. There isn't really a great solution or win for us. And I know that will upset a ton of people, but it's just the truth of the matter is that when you're third place in the console marketplace and the top two players are as strong as they are and have, in certain cases, very discrete focus on doing deals and other things that will that kind of make being Xbox hard for us as a team. That's on us, not on anybody else. We're not in the business of out consoling Sony or out consoling Nintendo. There isn't really a great solution or win for us. And I know that will upset a ton of people, but it's just the truth of the matter is that when you're third place in the console marketplace and the top two players are as strong as they are and have, in certain cases, very discrete focus on doing deals and other things that will that kind of make being Xbox hard for us as a team. That's on us, not on anybody else. We're not in the business of out consoling Sony or out consoling Nintendo. There isn't really a great solution or win for us. And I know that will upset a ton of people, but it's just the truth of the matter is that when you're third place in the console marketplace and the top two players are as strong as they are and have, in certain cases, very discrete focus on doing deals and other things that will that kind of make being Xbox hard for us as a team. That's on us, not on anybody else. We're not in the business of out consoling Sony or out consoling Nintendo. There isn't really a great solution or win for us. And I know that will upset a ton of people, but it's just the truth of the matter is that when you're third place in the console marketplace and the top two players are as strong as they are and have, in certain cases, very discrete focus on doing deals and other things that will that kind of make being Xbox hard for us as a team. That's on us, not on anybody else. We're not in the business of out consoling Sony or out consoling Nintendo. There isn't really a great solution or win for us. And I know that will upset a ton of people, but it's just the truth of the matter is that when you're third place in the console marketplace and the top two players are as strong as they are and have, in certain cases, very discrete focus on doing deals and other things that will that kind of make being Xbox hard for us as a team. That's on us, not on anybody else. We're not in the business of out consoling Sony or out consoling Nintendo.
Just had to put that reminder out there. Hey, yo, Craig, what up? What up?
Yo, hold on. Let me turn that down. All right, there we go. We're playing Madden, trying to defeat the 49ers.
Oh, you playing? Oh, you getting your Madden on?
Yeah. Up here playing against the Niners.
Ooh.
So
all right, know them. All right. Hey, what's up, my friends, my family, my fellow gamers? Is your only friend these YouTube streets, Porter77, and it's me and Craig, the tax guy. That's what they're calling you. You are the tax guy. You're gonna have to go out. You're gonna have to go out on these streets and audit people. That's it. They're gonna have to be audited because I keep hearing things of an Xbox tax. So it's time to audit. It's time to see where this money is going because the shit ain't looking right. What's going on, my brother, man? How you been?
I'm just hanging in there, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, family's doing well. So yeah, just winding it down. Working tomorrow, then I'm off next 2 days. So like a lot of people. So gonna go get a little Black Friday magic going. So yeah, I'll be fine.
All right, cool. All right, good to hear it. Good to hear it, man.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a super chat. The super chat says, Stony says, hey, Porter Rock, the Marine Corps gets the least funding compared to the other branches. Does that mean there's a Marine Corps tax? The crazy part is he's not lying.
Yeah.
We get well, okay, so here's the crazy part. So let's say you got the Department of Defense budget. That's the budget for the military and all services in the Department of Defense. Marine Corps slice of that budget is 6%.
Yeah.
That's
a lot of money, though.
Yeah, but 6%? That's why we have to do more with less.
Yeah.
Like, we got to win wars with tin cans and spitballs. Oh shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy, I guess. But I guess when you live without, you do better and stuff like that, So, obviously the channel's kind of light. I think JayDub has to. I try to get Bari on because I wanted his to talk about his personal experience with the portal to the audience. Yeah. Because I wanted his first hand experience on there. He's one of the many content creators that actually got a portal and he's rocking out, letting people know. But he's probably on his booty call though, so I can't hate on that. Hey, if it was on me, I'd be like, sorry, bro. Yeah. Can't be talking about this portal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He out there.
He's trying to go to another portal.
Yeah, that's right. He hitting another portal. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. This is what we got to do, right? Whatever. All right. But anyway, did you get the portal?
No, it's not for me. But I'm big enough to admit that as a consumer that Sony is not going to make all devices for me. They're just not. Okay. And like a lot of it got a lot of criticism by people who were, telling you they were hardcore gamers, and actually they just straight trash. They're full of it. So it's about your donos and all that kind of stuff. But the thing sold out, and so shout out to everybody who went out and bought one. So can't hate on them.
I think so. I would say this, right? I said the portal's not for me. Only because pretty much it's still in the realm of mobile gaming, and I'm just not interested in gaming on the go. I'm not really interested in gaming on on a smaller screen. And that's just across the board, right? And I had mobile devices, right? I had a PSP, I had a Game Boy Advance, I had a Game Boy DS, and then I had, back when the younger days, the little black and white machines where the thing was imprinted on the screen, but the little ball will move around. Like I had all types of mobile stuff, right? Maybe when I was a kid, I was more tolerable. But then as a kid, I'll take whatever I could get. But as I got older, I just wasn't really. I said I had a PSP, and that was mostly because of Metal Gear. Primarily, I played God of War, and I played Splinter. Not Splinter Cell. Oh my God, Siphon Filter.
Oh yeah, great.
And yeah, and that's really all I did on the PSP. Vita, I didn't even get the Vita. I just at that point, I just Game Boy Advance. I really played just Metroid. God, that's all I remember playing. I don't remember what else I played on the Game Boy Advance. DS, I barely played anything. It's just not for me. So a PS Portal, looking at it, I just say it's just a handheld. I want the big screen. You know what I'm saying? I want the big apple pie, the big booty bitches, and the fast cars. You know what I'm saying?
Understood, yeah.
Understood, right? Now, what I didn't get though was, what shocked me was, with this thing launching, it got some good reviews, and there's people playing it, and the people who bought it are enjoying it. Yo, I did not expect how many pocket watchers and people who are hurt over this. Yeah. Like, listen, let me use me for example. Let's say for the Xbox Series S. I never got upset at somebody buying the Xbox Series S. I don't make videos talking trash over a person who decided to buy one. I never questioned and made a video or outrage like, I cannot believe you bought a Series S. You are a piece of shit. Like, I just talked about the Series S, that it's a piece of shit. I just talked about the product itself and just called it for what it is. But I didn't question anyone, like, because it's not my money. Like, I don't care what you do with your money. Do what the hell what you want to do. Like, all right, whatever. Your money. You're enjoying it. Like, in real life, you know, no one, you know, it's like the saying goes, because here nobody pays my rent. So don't worry about what I do in my house. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, but there are dudes that are like actually making content on YouTube, or like going on people's timelines who mention that they bought a Portal, and they're literally going at them for something they decided to buy with their money. And I'm like, yo, this is like some extra chromosome type shit. Like, the fuck is going on here, right? And then if for anything else, right, if they were to actually make a legitimate point, majority of the point that they're making on why Portal's bad has nothing, they're not really countering the strength of the Portal, right? The Portal's strength is simply, it is a remote accessory device that remotes your PS5 and you can play your PS5 games. That's really what it does. People are countering on things that it doesn't do, and a lot of times it doesn't even have to do with gaming. Like, I seen a dude made 3 videos talking about can your Portal do this, and he's watching 2 basketball games. He's not even addressing the game itself or how well. He's not even saying that his phone remotes better than the Portal, or look how great this remotes, right? His phone's clearly a smaller screen, not even the size of that screen. But he's watching basketball, and then he has the little picture-in-picture of another basketball game. He's looking at, I'm watching 2 games at once. I'm like, bro, the other game you can't even see. It's like this big. Who the hell wants to watch picture-in-picture on this little ass screen? Hell, like, yo, but that's not even addressing the gaming part. Like, I could maybe understand if you found a mobile device and it does gaming just as good, looks better, whatever. But no one has even attempted that, because chances are there probably isn't a device that remote PS5 is better than the Portal. Like, if you want the best remote experience, the Portal's it. Now, sure, you can. And the funny part is, people out here explaining the features of a phone as if we don't know what the goddamn phone does. We know a phone is whatever. We got that, right? But if a person is interested in a Portal, they probably want something specific, right? Correct. You know, sometimes multi-device or device that does multi-functions, certain functions they don't really do well because it's not really made for that. It can do it, it's just not really made for that. So it just does it generally well. You know, it's the jack of all trades, but a master of none. Correct. You understand what I'm saying? The Portal's not a jack of all trades at all. It just does one thing, but it does it the best. And if that's what you want, if in your mind you're thinking, I got a PS5 and I want to remote my PS5 in the best way possible, then your Portal's the answer for $200. you get the best way to remote your PS5. If you just want to generally remote your PS5, nothing outlandish, you don't care about the haptics, the size of the screen doesn't really play, you just, whenever you want, whenever you get, you could remote in and play whatever, then yeah, get a phone and stuff like that. You know? It's just fucking bugging out. Have you seen this nonsense? Have you been paying attention to this nonsense that's going on?
Yeah, it just starts with Sony brings out a device that you have to pay for, and these dudes are broke. I mean, like, people are really figuring it out now. It's like, okay, the reason why they're upset, they say Sony puts stuff out and you all just go buy it, and they're not doing this, and this, and it's because they're broke. And whether it's the earpieces that Sony has. They're saying, well, those are too expensive, and y'all just, because they're broke and they don't have the money to buy it. And there's a group of people who believe they're being pushed out, like, they're being priced out of the market, and Sony is leading that charge. Sony's trying to rip people off. Sony's controlling all these marketplaces. So that's just, it is what it is. They're just a bunch of broke ass dudes. So. Now, I mean, I can see if somebody bought the damn thing and didn't like it. They were like, okay, here's what I don't like about it. Maybe they bought it hoping that it's going to have cloud gaming on there. Yeah. And it doesn't. Not yet. I mean, it does. They might put it on there, but as of right now, so I can see if there was a because it's an Android operating system. Yeah. So they could add the app. They could add the app later on. Maybe at this point it's just not ready yet. Yeah, it's not ready yet, which is fine. But that's a legitimate criticism. Like, hey, look, I'm not going to get it until they do, cloud-based gaming or something like that. Or I'm disappointed it didn't have that. I'm taking it back. So that's at least a legitimate observation of the device. But these guys are broke, so they're basically, they don't want to have to pay for nothing, and then they get mad when Starfield gets taxed, because of quality. So it is what it is. If they don't want to pay for anything, so the quality of what they do have isn't as good as the people who are actually out here paying, and it shouldn't be. You get what you pay for. So.
Shout out to SNK. He says, "Dímelo, manín, que lo que, loco." Que lo que, hermano. He says, "Hey, guy, you want to hear a joke? Xbox consoles are going to surpass PlayStation this generation." Oh shit! Yeah. This chat is ruthless. Get out of here. Yo, can I get a Lockhart, please? Boy, that was your listen. They gotta stop with this. The next thing it says, and this is what I gotta call BS, Now there's advocation that because people are buying a Portal, that was here. Let me put it. I saw. Let me find the tweet, because this is one does not correlate with the other, and I want to show you, like, this doesn't really make sense. Where's it at? Give me a second.
No problem. I'm here in the meantime.
Oh, what's going on, my brother?
Thank you. I'm good.
How are you enjoying your summer?
Hey, listen, it's hot as hell, so you can actually go back.
It's fucking December and it's hot as fuck.
I wake up in the sweat. Y'all can have this. It's fine.
It's December, and he's like, it's hot as fuck. The rest of the world's like, what is this dude talking about? It's December.
You do know that half of the world experiences what I experience, right?
I know. I get. Nah, I think it's just you. It's just you. It's just a devil's sandbox. That's what Australia is. Only real. So I think if there was only one country that can survive the apocalypse, it would be Australia, because that would be like another Tuesday. You guys wouldn't even notice. Like, you wouldn't even notice.
Politicians were good.
You wouldn't even notice. Like, what? What happened? Oh, I thought it was just extra heat. I didn't know the devil rolls out the thing.
We got the shish kebabs out here.
Like, oh shit! Like the world could go to hell, and Australia wouldn't even notice. They'd be like, oh, it's just another Tuesday for us. All right, so good game coffee, right? And this is not taking shots, whatever. I don't want you to think, oh, Puerto Rico's gonna go in. There's nothing to go in. He just made an observation, which I don't agree with, and there's just a lot of context that I don't think he understands, or not understands. He didn't consider. So he makes a tweet: if a remote play handheld is selling out, what you think a proper native one will do? Right now, the problem is, right, and this is just my, and please chime in, Extreme, please chime in after, and on your point of view. The first problem is a native PlayStation handheld would not be $200. It would be at least $400. That's number one. That's number one. $399. Yeah, it would be $399 at a minimum. Number two, there's a totally different expectation with that handheld. What do you think? I'm gonna ask you, gentlemen in chat. What do you think would be the number one expectation that people who want a PlayStation handheld? What do you think they want it to do? What's the number one thing it must have?
Exclusives.
Exclusives, right? So that's the next part of the handheld. What are the games? What are the exclusives? He's not considering that. If Sony made a Portal, which is just simply remote a PS5, that should tell you they don't want to dedicate resources into making exclusives onto another device. They already have a PS5, to which what's funny is, and we all heard it, we don't have a roadmap. So, there's no roadmap. Sony's in trouble. So these guys are already bashing PlayStation for not pushing out enough exclusives on the PS5, right? They go after the VR. Oh, there's no big exclusives. Sure, you got exclusives, but they're little indie titles. We want the big blockbuster stuff. Now they want a handheld, which in of its own would have to have another thing of exclusives. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know damn well. So under the parameters of Sony not trying to make resources for handheld exclusives, a PlayStation handheld, a brand new one, right? It would just simply be a PS port machine, meaning probably power enough to port PS4 games and to play multiplats. Because that'll probably be the only new games you play. Multiplats? PS5 indie ports, like the indie games that probably could run on it, and PS4 ports. You won't get dedicated exclusives. So what do you think would end up happening to the handheld? People will say, why the hell I got this? I could play these multiplats on my Steam Deck. I could play Spider-Man and God of War on my Steam Deck. Yep. So you end up bashing the shit anyway. Am I wrong? Extreme, what's your thought on that?
Yo, listen, you explained it perfectly before about what the Portal is and the hate against it. So just to touch on that, and just as a PSA people, when you are at home, the PlayStation Portal doesn't use your internet. I have seen so many people just post their internet speeds and are like, hey, how come my shit is slow? And it's like, when you're at home, it uses your local network. So it uses your router to stream through the Wi-Fi. You can turn off your internet and it will still work as long as your Wi-Fi connection is up. So there's a difference there. Now, I'm sure you could probably force it to use your internet even when you're at home.
Which doesn't make sense, though.
That's not the way that it's set up. So if you're going to use it...
But you got to dumb it down to them.
Gigahertz network. Because otherwise your Bluetooth devices, your microwaves, your child baby monitors, your Internet of Things devices, they all run on 2.4 gigahertz. So when I was at home and I used it on a 2.4 gigahertz accidentally, it was terrible. When I made sure it was on a 5 gigahertz network, it was a lot better. So just a quick thing there, because lots of people are like, oh my God, I get 1 gigabit down and everything. I'm like, that means nothing. It's funny because it would actually help you when you're outside. Because a lot of people were like, oh yeah, when I'm at home is shit. When I'm outside is great. It's like, yeah, because it's not using your internet at home. So fun fact there. Now, when it comes to this argument that somehow a handheld would have been better or would have done just as good. I agree. It's a stupid idea because not only will people demand to have the exclusives, but then they will put in a lot of expectations as to the performance of those exclusives. And I refuse to believe that PlayStation gamers are wired the same way as Nintendo gamers are. Because if PlayStation was like, hey, listen, here's an exclusive, looks great, but it runs at 15 frames per second, and it has the graphics of a Zelda, PlayStation Nation will not accept that. I'm sorry. Like, you guys are like bougie clients. You don't even realize like how premium you are. Like, you walk in and you're like, "What's this?"
Well, they won't. You saying we won't eat the chicken box? Is that what you're saying? No, we won't go to McDonald's eat the chicken box.
McDonald's clients when it comes to games. You guys walk in, you're like, so you're saying
we won't eat the chicken box.
Michelin star restaurant. Yeah. Oh, it's a good local mom and pop. Get the fuck out
You
of here.
You said no Cheesecake Factory on the first date.
Exactly. Hey, listen, you guys pull up late and you demand to be taken to the highest, best place ever.
On the first date. On the first date.
If you don't have, if the restaurant doesn't spin around, it doesn't work it so that you don't have to move from your city to experience the different views of the city.
Oh, is that?
You guys aren't for it. You guys are not for it. Okay.
Oh.
So let's be honest here. All right, you guys demand premium graphics every single time. Like, you guys are making fun of the Last of Us Part 2 Remaster, not because it looks worse, but because it doesn't look as better as it should. Even though it's a remaster. You guys are crazy. You take one of the best looking games ever made, they make it better slightly, and you guys are like, ew, really?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so you're saying that I could look at the other version then? Disgusting. Get this thing out of here.
Yeah, but I genuinely believe that's what the handheld would be. It would be a PS4 port machine, an indie machine, and multi-plat machines that could be made on that handheld.
I mean, look, I remember when we first heard about the Portal, we talked about how we would improve it. And I said that what I wanted was native PS4 compatibility, but then stream PS5 games. I think that kind of like, just say like, there's no PS5 on this. That's easier to say that, oh, there's some PS5, there's some much but there's no exclusives. I think it's just better to say no PS5 at all. If you see a PS5 game, you're not playing it on this unless you.
But let me tell you, that still will get thrashed. You want to know why it's gonna get thrashed?
I know,
I'm gonna tell you
because
I'm gonna tell you why it's gonna. I'm gonna tell you it's gonna thrash. So it ports native PS5, PS4 games, right? But then the people who bought the games on disc, I already own this game. Why I gotta buy it again to play it on my handheld?
Oh, that's true. That's true.
There's no winning, bro. There is no winning with a handheld. Sony did the smartest move. We're not gonna get involved in this shit. We're not gonna get involved in this bullshit because we already see where this is going. You're gonna compare it to the Switch. You're gonna compare it to the Steam Deck. You're gonna cry that you have to rebuy PS4 games because you bought it physically instead of digitally. It's gonna be a fucking worldwide mess. It's gonna be a worldwide mess. Sony picked the simpler route. Hey, here's a remote. It's an accessory. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take any resources at all for game development because you can't develop a game on it. It's whatever you do on your PS5. That is what you get on your remote. Obviously at 1080p, whatever. That's it. Simple. You want to play your PS5 remote the best way possible? There you go. You want to watch basketball games or cricket? Then stay on your phone.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Shout out to Victory. Thank you for the super chat. He says Xbox tax. They have no frame of reference of what a good game is. To put things in perspective, anyone who only plays on Xbox could have only played 2/6 of the nominations. Let that sink in. Ooh. Man, Victory out here.
Do you know what's even more salty? Xbox could have gotten half of the nominations exclusive to themselves. Or at least they won on Game Pass. Because they could have gotten Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Alan Wake was first. So that's 2 out of the 6.
That's
and then
true.
finally, Baldur's Gate 3 was a consideration for the Game Pass. And they decided that it wasn't going to be a big enough hit.
Oh, yeah. So that's true.
So they could have gotten half of the podium to
but
themselves.
they have shit taste. And which is what I've been saying. Microsoft, the number one, you can't fix bad taste. You just, like the Xbox publisher, they suck ass. They don't know what good games are. Twisted Sin. Yo, P-Rock. Yo, bro, coping with that Xbox tax. Man, listen. I'm trying to help him out. I think I might buy him a VR. And just like, bro, here's a VR. I might get him a Portal. I'm like, here, bro. You just give it up, bro. Like, I warned him, man. I told him it's going to be a rough gen. I'm like, you jumping in on a team that's on a losing path, bro. You are a draft pick, and you chose to play on the Jets. I don't know, bro. That shit's just like you're in pain, bro. Shout out to my baby, bro. But yeah, so all these things coming out, it's a $200 accessory, and everybody's arguing. But the funny part is, no one is actually challenging what it can do. Everybody's using what it can't do. You can't watch basketball. It doesn't fluff you before sex. It doesn't suck your penis. It doesn't do all the. It's not a calculator. It doesn't help you calculate your caloric intake. It doesn't do all these 50 million shit. I'm like, all right. But what about the one thing it does do, which is remote play with haptic feedback, nice big screen? What does you don't even have to pick something better, just something that does it just as good, equal. And nobody's even attempting to make that point. Yeah. Which is bugged out.
Yeah.
Let me move on to
that is what it is. I mean, it's not for me, but the people that have them, they say that, you know, for the majority of people that I've seen are enjoying it. So that's it. You know, that's people can move on.
And this is the crazy part. Bari brought up a great point. He made, shout out to Bari. Check his channel out. He has a new video. Smoke check Alex. Woo, it was an ether. But a lot of the people that have the portal, this is the crazy part, that have the portal, they also have things like the backbone with their phone, and they've been playing PS5 remote play on that. That's the funny part. The people who have smartphones with that backbone, the PlayStation specific backbone, they've been playing it that way. And they got the portal, and they finally said, this is a better way to play. And they're going to play remote using this from now on. They're no longer going to play with their backbone. So the people who tried both, people who actually remote play PS5, been remote play PS5, bought the backbone, been gaming, and now they tried out the portal, they actually said this is better. So that's what's crazy. The people who actually remote play PS5 and actually enjoy remote playing PS5, and now they got the portal, they love it. The people who are complaining, some of them don't even have a PS5. So why the fuck? Yo, that would be like arguing on the cost of car insurance, but you're not getting and have no car.
Yeah.
Well, what the fuck are you crying about? You got no car. You're not planning to get a car, but you're crying about the cost of car insurance. What the fuck is you talking about? Well, you're on the bus. You got a bus pass. Complain about the cost of mass transportation. That's what you should complain about. Fuck you complain about car insurance. Like, does a person who live in the projects complain about home ownership? The cost of taxes, paying taxes, and homeowners insurance? No, bitch, you live in the projects. Fuck is you talking about? You pay $20 a month in rent. Your light bill is free. Fuck is you talking about? How you complain about homeowners insurance and paying taxes? You live in the projects. Shut the fuck up. Extreme's probably thinking, what's a project?
I know what
they have that in Australia? They have projects in Australia? I don't know. I'm a serious question.
We don't call it that.
What you call it?
I think they're like government housing.
Yeah, government housing. Yeah, it is. It is government housing. Yes, it is government housing.
Yeah, I know it is, but I don't think we have a colloquial name for it.
Oh, so you should start.
I don't know it.
You should start it.
So it's run by the government.
When people say, "Oh yeah, I live in government sponsored housing," oh, you live in the projects.
You know what? We'll just call it the projects.
That's how it starts. All it takes is one person to say it, then eventually it spreads all across the land.
You know, I'm sure there's actually a colloquial name for it. I just don't happen to know it.
Because you're too bougie. You don't worry about broke people shit.
I'm too PlayStation for it.
I'm too PlayStation for that shit. I have no idea. You know what I'm saying? This is the crazy part, man. Look at what people are mad about when it comes to PlayStation accessories. And look what people get excited about. Yeah. These motherfuckers made body wash branded Xbox. What the fuck is an Xbox scent? Xbox scented, that green bottle on the bottom right has an Xbox scent. What the F is an Xbox scent? What does Xbox smells like? Shit?
It smells like 12 T-flops.
It smells like 12 T-flops. I'm like, yo, they made a fridge that only could fit 6 cans of soda. Like, what the fuck are you going to do with a fridge and 6 cans of soda?
And you're not allowed to make it run 24/7.
You're not?
No, you're not. It's a property of many fridges, but they made a cheap one. So yeah.
So you can only have it on for like 8 hours or some shit?
Yeah, pretty much it has a battery life. You plug it in, and yet there's a battery life to it.
They made nail polish, Xbox colored nail polish. They made hoodies for your controller. Because apparently, you know, you got to keep your controller warm in those freezing nights of gaming. Apparently that's fine. So gaming products, right? People who support gaming products to get the experience of gaming they want. VR, Portal, headsets, earbuds. Apparently people who, you know, buy gaming products, to get a great experience from the gaming products are corporate cocksuckers. But if you buy nail polish, onesies, and body wash, you're good.
Yeah, it's just
this
controllers.
God, this community is crazy, bro. This telling you, Xbox fanboys is the worst shit that happened to this community. Like they're fanboying for the wrong shit. This shit is crazy. This shit is wild. Let's talk the next topic. So the creative director leaves after 14 years of HouseMarque. Returnal director departs. Currently, HouseMarque is working on a new project. Right? So he leaves after 14 years. Reasons that he left is unknown. Now, normally, I will have cause for concern. You know, you've been a director for 14 years and you're leaving in the middle of a project. But I'm going to tell you why I'm not concerned. Why do you think I'm not concerned? Can you guess? I'll start with Craig. Craig, why do you think I have zero concern over this?
What's the question again?
The question is, so you got a director. He's been with the company 14 years. He was the lead creative director. There's a project they're working on, and he left in the middle of the project. Now, normally, you might have some type of concern. Now, he left, no reason why. No reason is stated why. He just left. But he said he was happy, everything's great, but time for him to go. Now, normally that might be comes occurrence. If you're like a lead director, creative director, and you're leaving in the middle of a project, like I would say normally you would leave at the end of the project because you're like, I'm done. I'm not starting a new one. Time for me to move on. Got it. But in the middle, I have zero concern over this. I give you one guess why. Why do you think I have absolute zero concern over this?
Oh, I will just simply say if the project's gonna keep going on, and you wish them nothing but luck, and that's it. People get other opportunities.
Okay. All right.
So you get another, no big deal.
Okay, but that's not the reason. How about you, Extreme? Can you guess why I have zero concerns over this? Like absolute zero. If I could say less than zero, I would. But zero is the absolute zero.
No, go ahead, surprise us.
Okay, how about chat? Can you make a guess? Let's see if you guys know me. Can you make a guess why I have zero concerns? Absolute zero concerns over this news. Let's see if anybody could guess. Let's see if y'all know me. Let's see if you could see my sarcasm. Oh my God, boycott activity, bro. This motherfucker's the champ. He says because no one buys HouseMarque games.
I thought Returnal did well.
Holy shit, I thought we were going to be here for at least 5 minutes. My man got it on the first. Yo, boycott. This, that's exactly why. Y'all motherfuckers don't buy HouseMarque anyway, so I don't want to hear shit about, oh my God, so he's in trouble. To who? You don't buy their shit anyway, so who gives a fuck? Y'all don't buy their games. Y'all ain't fucking with HouseMarque. Y'all do not fuck with HouseMarque like that. Nobody fucks with HouseMarque like that. It's a very few inchy pinchy teeny weeny crew that fucks with it. So believe me. Don't come with this. Do not come on the internet in rage. Don't do it. Cause if I say you do that, I'm gonna call you out and be like, let me see your PSN. I want to see your Returnal stats. I need to see Returnal stats. Cause I'm gonna call out them Returnal stats. You gotta be out your mind. I mean, am I wrong, Extreme?
Yo, hey, listen, you're right. And also, that guy, he had the right username for it, so he knew.
What do you mean that guy has the right username? Boycott activity. Oh yeah, his name boycott activity. Yeah, he called it. He's like, yeah, because no one's buying a HouseMarque game. Nobody in the gaming community could flip out over this. Most of y'all, like, this is the one thing. I even made a tweet. I did a tweet earlier. Like a couple of days ago, that I said, watch in 2 gens, people will look back and say, oh, how come we don't take risks on games like Returnal anymore, right? Because everyone's going to pretend Returnal's the super big blockbuster that everybody loved. Instead of worrying about it now and getting the game now and playing it. Like, don't talk about Returnal 2 gens from now. Talk about it now and play it now. Show Sony that the game is good now. But these dudes, they wait 2 gens after the fact. Just so they can have a talking point, which is too late at that point. A lot of games that are out there now that don't make no more is because no one bought it. This is not a charity. And stuff like that, right? And the thing is, the how can I put this? They use the past, right, as a metric, saying, well, Sony used to take risks. They even said they made 3 or 4, 5, whatever before they make the one big hit, and they used the PS1, PS2, PS3 era. But what they're not equating is that's 2009, that's 2005, 2001. Times have changed. Now, because of the cost of game, one bad game can shut down a studio. One bad game and it's over. Back then in 2005, the cost of games wasn't to the point where one bad game could throw you off. You can make a bad game and they'll get you on the next project. You can survive a few flops. A few. Here, one bad flop, they're going to start questioning the studio at that point. Like, should we really give the studio another chance? Or do you need to go? So this whole idea of just do games just to do games, and it doesn't even, and it's crazy, just do games just to do games, but they don't buy it. Like, I could maybe understand if these games were selling, but they're not. So if they did keep making these games, they're making it for who? For people just to talk shit on the internet and make a point? What do you guys think?
Well, I think a lot of it is. I'll go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you go first, please.
I was just gonna say real fast that it's a weird community. It about sums it up. Pretty much how I got on that. Yeah, it's just a weird ass community. So.
Yeah, it's as if they enjoy making the points than playing the games. Like, listen, I'm a realist. Like, I enjoyed Forspoken and Extreme. We both enjoyed Forspoken, but Extreme and myself are not delusional to see if they don't make a sequel. And I'm not going to blame them. And I'm not going to blame Square Enix for not making a sequel. It's not. They made the game. Sure, could it have been better? Sure, it could have been better. Yeah. Right? Yeah, but if they don't go back to the game because it didn't sell well and they don't make that game no more, I'm not going to go 10 years from now, man, how come they don't make Forspoken 2 or Forspoken 3? Like, I know why they're not going to make it. I know. It's just how it is. You know, I enjoyed it, but I'm not delusional thinking that they're going to make the game for charity just so I could play the sequel. Not enough people played it. It is what it is. There's a lot of games I played that were good, but once I saw that it didn't sell, I'm like, well, this is going to be the last game I play in this. I ain't going to get a sequel in this. Yeah. You just know.
Yeah. Like you said, it was I mean, I played it. It's a good game. I enjoyed it, but yeah, they're not going to do a sequel to it. But it was a cool character. She had cool powers, so yeah, it made it fun.
And believe me, I would love a sequel to that game. I absolutely would love a sequel to that game. I enjoyed the combat. I actually enjoyed the interaction between her and Cuff.
Yeah,
right?
I did too. Yeah.
I think so for the people, because, you know, some people didn't like that interaction, or they listened to people on the internet that said that the conversation and the thing was bad. So they went to the settings and put minimal. If you put minimal, it is terrible. It is. It's absolutely terrible. It doesn't even, because it seems forced. It doesn't feel, they don't flow right. Because you minimized it to just the most important scenes, and you don't get their connection between the two. So it just sounds stupid, right? So I did the opposite. I said, fuck it. I just maxed it out. Just talk all the time. Just whatever. And what happens is you get to see the relationship between the two. Especially when, spoiler alert, he's the bad guy. That's when it really gets funny. Because now he's just being sarcastic and shit like that. But it's funny because they're just talking shit between the two all the time. Now you understand the relationship they have. So it makes sense. But if you cut out those consistent dialogue they have between each other, it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? You have to let them talk all the time so you can understand their relationship, and then the whole story starts making sense, and then you be like, oh, I get it now. Like some scenes where some people are like, oh, why she's talking weird, they don't understand that she's talking sarcastic to him. But if you don't know the full scope, they talk sarcastic to each other like all the time. They're talking trash to each other. But anyway, so I don't know. I will say this: the best news about this, not saying, you know, is we know, you know, they're working on a new game.
Yep.
There goes that blueprint. It's all about the blueprint. It's all about the blueprint. All right.
I mean,
Let's talk
just talking about this specifically, when you were talking about how people don't support it, I always, I had a conversation with Chris Righteous, and he's always like, he's one of those who's like, Sony should make, more smaller experiences and take more risk on projects. And I mean, I'm just gonna be honest, guys. Like, I'm the reason you don't get that. Like, I have no interest in that.
it's
Like,
his
if
fault.
you guys want to blame someone, blame me. Like, Gravity Rush 3, yeah, that's me. You're not getting it because of me. Because I didn't support Gravity Rush 1. I didn't support Gravity Rush 2. I even played Gravity Rush 2 recently, and shit, I'm glad they're not making a third one. So you know what I'm saying? Like, like blame me. What is it? What else do you guys have? Shadow of the Colossus. Thank God. Yeah, that thing should stay buried. What's another one? Eco or Pico or whatever. I tried all these games. I'm like, these are dog shit. Like, it's me. Yes, Japan Studio was close. Good, that was me. You're welcome. Thank you. Okay. I didn't like any of these games. So if they made a brand new one today, I wouldn't support any of them. But you see, the difference is, I'm telling you, I'm not interested in this. And I think most people are like me. I think most people do not like Shadow of the Colossus. Most people didn't care for Gravity Rush. And you guys have so many that you keep mentioning, Even Jak and Daxter. I love Jak and Daxter. I understand why they don't make another one. Would I like them to do a reboot? Sure, because that is one of the games that I actually played. But then you look at the platformer like both Astrobot and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. These things did not set the world on fire, okay? They didn't pull the equivalent of what Nintendo does with their platformers. So it's like, again, your PlayStation audience, you guys always like to pretend that you are like, I don't know, you want to pretend that you're like in for the scrappy little guy and you want like the brand new experiences and everything like that, but if you don't meet a certain minimum, you guys aren't showing up for it. Concrete Genie, who bought Concrete Genie? It was garbage, to be fair, but you didn't even try. Exactly. So it's just like, again, stop lying to yourselves. You guys aren't here to watch like the art film, you guys are here for the Marvel big blockbuster cinematic games. You're not here for the little film called The Little Door, shot in like Poland, incorporated with with some kind of like Danish director you've never heard about, and it goes for 22 minutes. And you're supposed to watch it while eating a very particular meal because somehow the sense of the meal are tied into the movie and the cinematic. You're not here for that. You're not here for art house, okay? You are here for the big, shut the fuck up, the movie's about to start kind of movie. That's what you're here for. Stop lying. You're not here for this. Now, I said this, I will always say this, okay? I don't mind the Sony partners with other external studios. Like what they did for Kena Bridge of Spirits, what they did for Sifu. I'm not sure if they partner with Sifu, but the point is, the Sifus of the world, the Kenas of the world, the little devil inside of the world, go ahead and partner with other studios for that. It enriches the community, it enriches the industry. But when you guys say, oh, I want a Sony Japan Studio Games equivalent, from who? So you don't want Sucker Punch to make like Ghost of Tsushima 2? You want them to make the Little Red Doll, and it's a little game, it's art house, it's like the equivalent of Pentiment, but it's got like paintbrush strokes. They did that for you guys. They did it. What was that game? Tear Away? Yeah, they did that. They did those experiences. You didn't show up for that. David Jaffe, what's he pissed off about? Oh, his game Drawn to Death. That was a super creative game. You play inside the pages of a diary and everything. You didn't show up for that, so stop lying. Just stop. That was it.
And I just don't lie. Hell, I told you were not gonna write Gravity Rush 2. Yeah. I said you ain't gonna like it. I know he's not gonna like it.
But you know what? I
see
the genius in it. It's just that I think it's a bad game. Like I see the actual reason why people might like it. I just think that, for example, let me give you my biggest complaint about the game. It's not the characters, it's not even the world. It's the fact that it's fucking slow. You're supposed to control gravity, and they give you all of these motion blur effects like you're going fast. But I'm like, I just played Spider-Man, and that was a colossal mistake.
Yes.
Because in Spider-Man, you travel quickly.
Yeah.
I'm over here falling through this world, and I'm like...
And it seems like forever.
There's a boost button, and when I press it, I'm like, am I going faster? or did the effects on screen?
Or did the blur just more blur? It just adds more. It's just more blur.
What? And it takes ages to fly, and then the navigation, the way you control the actual mid-flight experience, I don't like it. Again, I feel like if it was made today on the PlayStation 5, it could at least deliver what it's supposed to be. So I think you had a conversation with BG, and he was like, yeah, Gravity Rush 3 on PS5 would be fire. And I'm telling you, I understand where he's coming from, because he looked at the technical limitations and he's like, yeah, the PlayStation 5 solves all of these. Now, I still don't think it will sell well, but I do agree that it will be better at doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
But when a person says that, oh, you are like the Gravity Master and you are going at like this space of molasses, I was like, nah. And then when I saw that it was going to take 30 hours, oh my God. I was like, nah.
The reason why I disagree with BG was because the first game was originally a Vita game.
Yeah.
And the sequel, is a PS4 built game.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to improve and do all that's better, and it still didn't work. And I think the overall they would have to fundamentally change the gameplay, not just improve it, make it faster. You have to make the game different. And I just don't know how different you can make that game. There's only so much you can do. For that, you just make a new IP. And just, like, that game is done. Like, and BG's a liar. He's just saying shit just to say shit. He don't give ain't nobody give a fuck about the game, man. You guys are liars, bro. All these dudes are lying, man. If this shit, people really want the Gravity Rush, they would play. Notice we have no issues with Spider-Man or God of War because we know that's what people actually want. We already knew there was going to be a Horizon Part 3. Mm-hmm. With no evidence, no proof. Why? Because we actually see people want that game. Like, you can tell the games people really want. And you can tell gamers really don't want. So use that as a guide to tell you what PlayStation's going to do. Believe me, if people really want the Gravity Rush and people bought it and Sony made money, they will give you Gravity Rush 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. You just got to buy it. You just got to buy it and make the money. Sony's not going to be like, man, this game sold 12 million. Yeah, we're not making no more. Why? Because fuck you. That's why. Oh. All right. Hey, so next quick topic. Naughty Dog Remaster. I know this excites you, but I'm pretty sure you're hoping for a remake in 2 years. But let me know what you think, right? Biggest concern, whatever. Let's not even talk about the concern. Let's just talk about for what it is. It's a remaster, and you can get it for $10. $10 with new content, a new mode, obviously all the upgraded graphics and stuff like that. I'll be honest, that's not a bad deal for those.
None of them means anything except for the DualSense integration. No. I would have paid $10 just for that.
Just for the DualSense?
Just for the DualSense. Like, you could have made the exact same game and just given me the DualSense integration, and not you guys in the chat, me, I would have paid $10 to get the DualSense haptic feedback, because when I played it, I told you I played on PlayStation 5, but it took a while for them to release the 60 frames per second patch, which I wasn't going to play without. So I was already used to playing games with the DualSense. Okay, you guys played on PS4, so you didn't miss it. You didn't see it. You didn't have it. But the thing is, I missed it. I wanted it. I've been asking for it.
Because you got used to it.
When you guys are like, who asked for this? Me, I do. Okay, blame me for that again. Okay, I'm killing your retro games. I'm killing your little art house creative games, and I'm asking for more remakes and remasters. It's all on me. Okay, now again, I like the other bonuses. I do. I like the the character skins and the new mode. Roguelike should be interesting. I'll play it. I'll try it. I'll see how I feel about it. But I'm not here for it. The only reason I'm showing up is for my DualSense integration. So now I can actually play it for the second time around, because I've been waiting for this to happen. So I'm super happy.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna do up a poll since I got 100 likes. So the first poll's about to go up.
Yo, people, there's 397 of you watching. Come on, man. Make that ratio better. Let's get you at least 150 likes. Boycott activity. Extreme, you buy a PlayStation blow-up doll. Why? Does it have DualSense integration?
Oh, shit. Oh, man. Whoa. Chocolate Thunder got DualSense. Now I'm just lying.
Okay, Craig started.
Yeah. Shout out to the brain. Yo, Greg left. Because you know he would have been like, yeah, he would have laughed, ha ha, yeah, he wakes up early.
He
has to be at work at 5.
I was waiting.
He was like, ha ha, yeah, he would have been like Chocolate Thunder with the haptic feedback.
It would be like, Emmanuel, I know where you can get haptic feedback for free.
Yes, he would. The braid.
You can't just leave.
Oh shit. The braid, shout out, man. 17 months as a member. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. He says, I bought concrete genie. Real shit. Then I feel, you a true one. I feel bad for gamers like you that buy it, love it, but you ain't gonna get the sequel, bro. And that game was also on PC. Am I correct, Brain? Concrete Genie? That was also on PC, right?
Yo, P-Rock, that game went at 30 frames per second. Even on the PS5, they haven't patched it. Fuck that game.
Yeah. So Jorge Alonso, yo, P-Rock just sold me on Forspoken. They got a really good sell, but I heard the game was whack. So I'm gonna tell you the main thing that was good about the game. The combat. Combat's full, especially as you get your powers from the Tantas. Some amazing combat, right? Everything else is I mean, especially now, I think they even updated the patch. So now you get lock 60 frames. So they improved it. So you get the updates. They made it a lot better. Graphically, it could be better. The environment, well, at least the cities definitely could be designed better. But like the combat, yeah, it was bad.
One of the worst cities ever created.
Yeah, like it was lazy. It was like a lazy design for cities. It was lazy. They didn't put no effort
into
the
cities.
cities.
There's only one of them. That's the truly fucked up.
The rest are in cities. They look like the shit you play paintball in. Like the rest of the towns, like it's not even real towns. It's like fake cities to play paintball in. Like so they got lazy on that aspect. But the traversing,
in Automata, there's a part where you go into like the cyber world that one of them has created.
Yeah,
and it's all white and there's nothing in it. That place was far more interesting than this city was.
So I warn you, performance probably most definitely better because they did another patch. That's what pissed me off too, because they added even more performance patches. And I'm like, motherfucker, excuse my language. So performance, the combat's good, and like the challenge is good, unless you play on easy or whatever. But I will say, but that's what made me enjoy the game. And the traversing, the parkour mechanics was fun. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of other stuff though. The combat was good. You know, the enemies. It was good up to a point. The powers was fun too. The powers was really fun. The powers were really fun.
Yeah, don't you think they give you too many though? I felt like they gave me too many.
There was a lot of choices that makes you wish you could use all of them. Yes.
I feel like you spent so much time in that wheel. Like if you were really wanting to weave in and out different powers and really like do combos, man, that wheel was up 85% of the time in combat.
Yeah, because there was a lot of good powers, man.
Yeah, I was like, you should have cut this shit in half. Like, just give the best, most fun powers, and then give them the most synergies, and like make synergy matter, so that if I wet someone, then the lightning powers will be more effective, things like that. Or give more punishment, so that if I'm caught in my own spell, I can do damage on the higher difficulties to myself. Yeah, but they should have cut that shit in half. But yeah, combat is the best part of that game by far.
Yeah, the combat, and that's and that's to me, as long as gameplay is really, really good, I could forgive other stuff, right?
And the main characters are actually good, like the main characters, not the side characters.
Side characters are kind of they're hurting too. I'm just being honest, bro. Listen, if you love good gameplay, then I think you'll be fine. SNK Forever, do you think PS Portal will get a mid-gen refresh? Oh yeah, it's coming 2024. When you remote your PS5 Pro. So there you go. You'll remote your PS5 Pro. Shout out to Holomoko. He says, oye, P-Rock, tu hermano es un poco tonto. Él piensa que Halo Infinite es un juego bueno. Nosotros sabemos que ese juego es basura. También dice que Xbox Tax es verdad. ¿Qué mierda la pasa a ese tipo? All right. So I'm gonna translate. He says, hey, P-Rock, my brother is a bit of an idiot. All right. He thinks Halo Infinite is a good game. He goes, the rest of us know that game is garbage. He also thinks the Xbox Tax is real. You know, what bullshit is happening to that dude?
He went to community college.
Oh shit, man! Listen. He's my bro, right? But I tried to tell you, we left him in Puerto Rico for a reason. He just sold a lot of mangoes and bought a plane ticket and found us. Try to leave them there, man. I left them there, and we left them in it. Like, you know, we told him, hey, go to the store, get us some bread. He's like, all right. When he came back home, that house was empty. We booked. But my man, I tell you, my little bro perseveres, though. That man sold those mangoes dollar by dollar. Then he got himself a $90 JetBlue ticket, came to America, and found their asses. Like, oh, what can we do? He earned it. Nah, shout out to Doc, man. Go to his channel, man. Shout out to Doc. I will say this, though. His gamer tag on Xbox is catching up and surpassing all these dudes who's been capping for Xbox for years. So that should let you know who play games. He plays games. That's one thing you can say about him. He will play a lot of games. And he's little by little, his gamer tag score is catching up and even surpassing dudes who've been, corporate slaving for Xbox since like the 360 days. I'm telling you. It is what it is. All right. So, hey, the $10, it's just not a bad, I don't think it's a bad deal. I think it's also good for the people who played The Last of Us 1 for the first time as the remake. They don't have to suffer playing the PS4 version. They could buy the PS4 version. Hopefully they're smart enough to know to wait for the $10 upgrade. So that way they could play and get all the bells and whistles that the PS5 offers. So I don't think that's a big deal. Once again, another shit that people are crying like, oh, Sony's milking you for money. Listen, if you're listen, Microsoft sells cat ears for Halo Infinite for $10. Like, I'm not lying. Like, Halo Infinite cat ears are $10. Like, a cosmetic. So you're gonna cry about improved performance, extra content, a new mode? Man, stop this trash. All right. Let's talk about the last topic that really gets people upset. But
last topic, grand closing.
Oh shit! Oh, JayBari, so we could go back to the beginning. So we'll skip this part. Yeah, you eat, bro, you eat the shit out of. See, for a minute, I thought it was just me. I thought he was just fucking with me, right? Because, so here's the thing. So, hey, everybody, you got to go to Bari's channel, right? You got to go to Bari's channel. He did a retort video, a proper retort to the bullshit Alex is doing. I saw that shit, and I'm like, yo, it made me come to a realization. I thought it was just me. I thought Alex was just fucking with me because I don't watch his channel, right? But when I do end up watching, it's because somebody comes to my channel, right in the comment section, and be like, hey, Porter Rock, Alex made a video on you, and he ended you. You could never come back. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, all right, let me see what Alex says. I look at the video, I'm like, this dumbass. So I make a video, ether him. Then a few months later, somebody comes, oh, did you see Alex's video on you? Man, he destroyed you. How you still on YouTube is beyond me. I'm like, well, one, I noticed his fanboys, whatever, they love to live vicariously through him because they really exaggerate. How the hell you even show your face is beyond me? I'm like, all right, let's see this other video. Once again, I'm like, oh, I'm about to ether. Then the third time, someone comes to my channel. Once again, a hyperbole of how Alex took my soul and I will never get it back. I see the video again. I'm like, you know what? That's when I started doing the dunk. It was because of that. Like, you know what? At this point, I'm going to start a new thing. And I said it's not going to be weekly. It's only going to happen when somebody tells me, hey, somebody made a video. I look at the video. And if I'm ready to dunk on the dude, that's when you'll get a new episode. So if you haven't seen it, see. So that dunk episode 1, that's the third time. And I'm like, yo, 3 for 3. I don't watch your channel. But all 3 times that I so bothered to see what you say about me, you're a goddamn idiot. So I thought he's just fucking with me. I thought it was like, okay, Alex is just fucking with me. It has to be. This is just a shtick of him fucking with me, you know, to cater to the dudes that hate me, you know, because I'm the boogeyman. I make these Xbox concubines cry all night, right? I'm like, got it. But then when I see he did it to you, I'm like, wait a minute. This motherfucker was born with extra chromosome. Like, yo, so it's not just me. He just says, he just complains about Stu. He doesn't complain the topic. He doesn't argue the topic. He argues just shit that don't make sense. Like, you bought a Portal. Oh my God, bro, you bought a Portal. You suck corporate cock. I'm like, yo, the fuck is Alex is talking about? What? You can't buy stuff now. You can't buy stuff now.
P-Rod, dude said, he's being angry, calling me a clown, but acting like that, saying that I bought a Portal where I can remote play for free on the phone. I'm like, does the Portal cost extra to remote play on the Portal? You know what I mean?
Not just that, right? Not just that. Here's the question. You can remote play. You can remote play for free on a phone, right? Sure. Yeah. But the question is, does it well to your liking? Then it doesn't matter if it's free. Exactly. It doesn't matter. If you're not enjoying, I know, I'm like, yo, how could you be so stupid? Because even like the native games I played, the few times I played on a phone call happens. I get a message. Yes. Somebody wants to video chat. And I'm like, I can't play on the fucking phone. It seems like something's always happening that interferes. Like, that's another shit, right? So I couldn't imagine you're playing your PS5 on the phone remote and then a call comes in. You're like, well, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that's the same exact thing.
Yeah, so even I could think of that.
That's the same exact thing when I did a response video to the cut down guy. I was like, yeah, you're comparing a phone, a $1,200 phone that can do multiple things, but you're not comparing the experiences as far as, does this phone experience when it comes to remote play better than the actual dedicated device? That should be the comparison, not the phone, as an entirety. And yeah, PlayStation Portal, in my opinion, is the best experience to remote play, because no other remote play experiences can do what it does, with the dual sense and all the stuff that it can do natively, not natively, but through the device. But yeah, yo, bro, like I don't understand it, because the same things when it comes to you, people send me messages all the time. They're like, yeah, Alex did a video about you or whatever, and normally I never really think nothing of it, because I'm like, I don't really watch like that per se, but I subscribe to Alex because for our past history, Press Start podcast, when I used to be a guest in there, we'll go back and forth, and never disrespected him. You know what I mean? I can disrespect. I can disagree with people and not have any type of disrespect towards them. Xbox, PC, whatever it is. So, I never really watched his content, but I was subscribed. So when people send me his stuff or people tell me, I watch it. I'm like, yeah, he don't really talk about what somebody's actually saying. He just go off on a tangent. And then there was two times where somebody sent me, a message saying that Alex was talking about Persona and he was talking about you. And when he talked about Persona, he was talking about live service games and how Persona is being critical. Showcasing that, yeah, this is a good thing that PlayStation is doing 6 instead of 12. And he tried to spin that into some fanboy console war genre. I'm like, yo, you didn't even tackle or talk about any point that he made. Then he's tried to come at me when it comes to the PlayStation Portal, because I put out a tweet saying that if you're not showing your internet speeds, I'm not trying to. Your opinion on the Portal is irrelevant. And the whole gist and point of that tweet was to say, like, yes, this is a cloud streaming product. I think it's imperative for you to display your internet speeds or talk about your internet speeds from your experience, because it's an important thing to talk about, because it's focused on your internet speed. It's cloud stuff. People can say, oh, my experience with the Portal is horrible, but they don't want to give no information as far as, okay, so how is your home network? What kind of internet speed are you doing? I think that's important to talk about. So that's why I made a tweet. And he's in his video, he's talking about how I'm doxing myself. Where
I saw that.
He shows a screenshot. I'm like, yo, how am I doxing myself? I'm blocking out every important information that I don't want to be seen. You didn't
show your IP, MAC address, nothing.
No, that's exactly.
The only thing it says is New York, but everybody knows you're from New York. We say this shit all the time.
Exactly.
Like literally in spaces. You didn't say it in the spaces on Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, bro. And in the response, I said, I said, everybody know you're from Florida. Are you doxing yourself? Either no, you're not, because you're not giving your specific information.
So I didn't know he was from Florida. So now it's starting to make sense. That motherfucker's high on bath salt when he be doing this shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now it makes sense. That motherfucker's on bath salt, right? Let me shout out to let me I'm gonna ask you questions on, but before let me get to the super chat. We got Delta Victor Bravo. Says, what Xbox tax? They created a category just for Halo Infinite, Player's Choice Award. The next year, they nixed that category. Oh
man.
Stall them out. Stall them out. That's true. Where is the Player's Choice Award? How come we don't have that no more?
It this year?
No, they didn't have it last year either, I think.
I think they did, right? Or no? I gotta look back. I don't remember.
Yeah, interesting. And then we got Naven Zor. What dream game would you want? Remake or sequel? So for me, I'll answer first because it's easy. The game I would love for a remake, I'll use remake, right? For me, is Metal Gear Solid 1. I would love that game remade. Absolutely remade. That's for me. Metal Gear Solid 1. Absolutely, I would love to see that. What about you? Remake or sequel?
Oh, listen, man.
If you say Gravity Rush 3, I'm gonna boot you out.
Hey, yo, I'm getting what I want, P.
Wait, what?
I'm getting Final Fantasy 7 remade.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, you are getting what you want, dog.
Exactly.
You know what? But yo, that's true, bro. Final Fantasy's the shit. Right now, I'm playing Crisis Core Reunion.
Oh, lit.
Love it. Yeah. All right. How about you, Extreme?
Infamous.
Which one? Infamous.
Yo, that's a fact, man. That's a fact.
Yo, I didn't like the way they kind of did the sequel story wise. Like I thought the whole splitting up against Karma and everything. I was like, just give me one ending per thing, so you can make like a direct trilogy and everything would be better. So if they did Infamous again, but this time better writing and obviously better technology, blah blah blah. That would be
the destruction, the destructions, the building destructions will be crazy.
Right, that would be.
Oh yes,
and you
that
could
game
destroy
would...
the city. You wouldn't have to.
Oh yeah, like you. Oh yeah, that would be insane.
An Infamous remake would make perfect sense, man. I missed the hell out of it.
I hope they make a new one though. I hope they do make a new one. I hope they do make a new one. I
like Second Son. Like story wise, Second Son was like the dumbest thing ever. But
really, I enjoyed it. I mean, but it wasn't as good as the first one. Story wise, you're right. Story wise.
I love the Infamous. I love Second Son as well.
First Light, I love though. I love First Light.
Your First Light is amazing.
Well, the speed, that's what made me want a Flash game. Playing that, I'm like, I gotta have a Flash game. I gotta get a Flash game.
Yeah, I love First Light, but I really didn't like Second Son because listen, at the start of the game, the main bad guy has you in her custody. Then she just lets you go, and I'm like, why? Just kill me.
Because you need to play the game. That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
I know what you mean.
This was clearly just a factor of we didn't know how to kind of continue the story after we made the ultimate choice, and then we chose an ending, making the other one non-canon. It was bad. So for me, I'm like, you know what? Just start over. Just start again with Cole McGrath. He was a far better character anyway. Start the story all over, but make it like super intense now because you have like an outline. I would love that. So and then just make it so that it's written better.
All right. So I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read the rest of the super chats, but I'm gonna say this. So I've got another poll, but I need 200 likes, and this is the poll I will put up. Now each of you probably have a game. So this is the question, right? So, but obviously I can't type and do all the polls, so I'm gonna do it this way. So to the chat, think of a game from a platform throughout the PS4, throughout the PlayStation gen. So PS1, PS2. Or PS3, right? Those are the three gens. I'm not going to say PS4. PS1, PS2, PS3. Think of a game you would love to have a full remake on for your PS5. So the question I'm going to ask, which platform has the game that you want remade? Okay? And the choices are going to be PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. I just want to see from the chat which console has the most games that people want to see remade. We won't, and then obviously you could type in the chat what the game is, but I just want to see percentage wise, is it the PS1 that has like the most games people really looking forward to, the PS2 or the PS3? But if you want that poll, you got to give me 200 likes. We're at 130 right now. Right? He says, hit that like button. Hit that like button. And And then
Yo, you know, I've seen in the chat. Some dude is saying that PlayStation fans is capping for streaming now. Yo, Poro, what is one of the things that we always went back and forth with when it came to PlayStation?
So see, the funny part is, and you're right. The funny part is, remote is not new. We've been talking about it for years. We were remoting, or PlayStation was able to remote since the PS3. That's how old it is. The problem is, the thing is, we don't exaggerate capabilities. PlayStation has it, and then we move on. You know, like Xbox. Xbox talks about backwards compatibility for like 5 years. Like, we don't waste around that long, right? Now, me, I don't talk about it, but I didn't buy the Portal because I don't like handheld gaming in general. So I don't really care if Steam Deck is great. I'm not buying it. I don't care about the Rogue Ally. Not buying it. Like I said, I don't really game on phone or nothing. I just don't care about handheld or whatever, right? But people are like, oh, people are just capping. What doesn't make sense is, Bari sure is a content creator. But at the end of the day, when he's not on YouTube or Twitter, he's playing his games. That's literally the point. So he's playing his Portal. Why you think? You think a lot of people are literally paying $200 just to talk on Twitter? Like, what the fuck is we talking about? Like, what are we doing here? You understand what I'm saying? You know? That's just what it is. Now, you know, and now here's another thought, right? Here's another thought that I want to present to you. Sometimes, at one point, you know, a certain capability is not talked about or nobody really cared about it because at the time it just wasn't good. It's just not really good, right? But then as technology advances or it gets better, now people are interested because it got better. Look how many people are talking about Game Pass now as compared to when it was 2017, 2018, 2019. Because nobody gave a shit. Microsoft never announced day-and-date games. There was not a lot of new games. But as Microsoft started putting more stuff in it, you got more conversations out of it. Sometimes that happens. You might have a new capability and people are like, don't really care for that. But then a new game comes out or better capability or better games come out. Then you could be like, oh, this is actually a better experience. This is actually better. You know what? Now I like it. That's usually how consumer products work. You know, yep. Something that may not be good then might end up being good later on. And then you change your mind because it did better. It's actually better now. And that's just how it is. You know, remember how many people thought the PS4 sucked ass the first 2 years? You were there, Bari. Mm-hmm. You remember Indie Station. No exclusives. Right? So it went from that to now years later, oh my God, PlayStation has the best first party ever. You remember, Bari?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Yep. So let me read the super chat. Then I want to ask you questions about the Portal based on your experience, right? Oh, here's a funny thing. Alex talking all that shit. I don't think he even owns a PS5. So why the fuck is he even talking about the Portal? So why is he even talking about the Portal at all?
Wait, he
bro,
doesn't?
That's what's even funny. Because your video, like, does he have the Portal? And I'm thinking he doesn't even have a PS5. So it would be like a dude arguing over home insurance or arguing over HOA, but you live in the projects. Bro, you don't own a home. Fuck you know about HOA. You don't know shit about HOA. You don't know shit about paying taxes on property taxes. The fuck is you complaining about? You in the projects. Shut the fuck up.
I found weird. I'm like, how are you trying to make a distinction or determine how people should play, a platform that they like or games that they like when you don't even play it? This dude goes out and tells people that he steals games and he's doing like port reviews on stolen games for PlayStation game. Like, I don't understand like how you would take it seriously. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like Zaire been saying it for years, man. The lie is more entertaining than the truth. That's really what it is, bro. The man can sit down here and lie to your face, and you guys just eat it up. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Sphere. He says Alex is pure hate, man. He has a dark heart. Oh shit, I don't know. I think he just has an extra chromosome. That dude, that's just weird, weirdo shit. But anyway, let's talk about your experience. All right, give us your initial impressions. So you've done remote play before. How about this? Before Portal, what devices did you use to remote play with? Before the Portal came out, what was your go-to remote play devices?
Before the Portal, I was remote playing pretty much anything, like, but mostly on my phone. You know what I mean? I used to do on my iPad. I tried it on laptops before or whatnot. But yeah, the phone was my main like remote play device. Hence, that's why when they had the the PlayStation licensed Backbone. I bought it for $99, which I think is very, very overpriced. But still, it did its job as far as like, okay, I don't got to press the screen, touch the screen up and whatnot. I have a, accessory that can, be a controller on top of the, the phone. But yeah, the phone was my main, remote play, device that I use, which is not a bad experience. It's a cool experience, but mainly the thing that made it suck was exactly what you said. Like, if you're a busy person or somebody with a life, remote playing on the phone is not really like the best thing to do, because you get a text message, you can't respond to it. A phone call, you can't respond to it. You know what I mean? People showing Netflix that you can picture in it, but they're not showing you, oh, let's switch the movie. What happens when you switch the movie? You know what I mean? What happens when you press continue to the next episode? It's going to bump out the remote play because it's a dedicated app. You know what I mean? Once you go to something different, it resets and you got to reconnect it to your PlayStation on the phone.
Oh, really? Well, he didn't mention that. I think that shit will suck, especially if you're playing a game like Bloodborne, because I think he had Bloodborne as an example.
Yeah, he had Liza P.
Liza P.
Half of it, but yeah.
Yeah. And then you're playing that little tiny ass picture-in-picture at 1 inch. I'm like, who? Like, yo, I don't think I ever use picture-in-picture on my phone ever. It's just the screen's way too small. All right. So now that you have the Portal, what are the things that you're getting out of it that trumps it from all your previous devices that you did remote play on with your PlayStation?
Yeah, like, yo, first and foremost, I was never really like super excited for the Portal because I felt like PlayStation could have went the full-fledged route, you know what I mean, like a Steam Deck kind of thing. You know what I mean? That was my initial impression. Like, man, you could have just had these games play native, downloaded natively, and also do the streaming thing like how the Vita was. But we'll come back to that part, right?
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, like as soon as I unboxed the thing, but I was always very interested in the device. Like, as much as I wasn't excited for it, I said I'm going to buy it because I'm curious, because I do remote play a lot. So when I unboxed this thing and actually opened it up and took it out, as soon as I felt it, I was like, okay, this makes sense. You know what I mean? The joke was, it's a split DualSense with the screen in the middle. But really and truly, it feels like a DualSense with a screen in the middle, and it's super light. And I'm like, yeah, the DualSense is a very comfortable controller. And the comfort when it comes to this handheld, or whatever you want to call it, it's super, super good. You know what I mean? If you enjoy the DualSense, you're going to enjoy this. A lot of the jokes that people made with me when I said I was going to buy the Portal is because I said that with the Portal, no other remote play device, not a Steam Deck, not a Asus ROG, not your phone, implements the DualSense when you're playing these games. So now when I'm playing these games or whatnot, you have the DualSense implementation. I was playing Returnal on it, and I have the alt fire with my trigger. You know what I mean? I can feel the rain with everything the DualSense can do. This can do when you're streaming and remote playing the game, which is cool in my opinion.
JayBari, the chat said earlier that you're not allowed to like the DualSense integration. Because when I said that I will pay $10 just to have the Last of Us Part 2 have the DualSense, apparently I'm just being like a Sony shill. You know,
you're corporate cock.
Oh yeah, bro. That's what they were telling me when I said that with the Portal. It was like, I'm not shilling. I'm a fanboy.
Exactly. You're not allowed to like the DualSense. You're not allowed to like it. Haptic feedback, it means nothing. You know, when they removed the Rumble from the PS3 early gen, these people were happy. These were the ones. They were like, yeah, fuck Rumble.
You know what's funny? You remember that shit when the PS3 when it launched without Rumble?
Exactly.
That shit was a huge deal.
They were happy.
Now they would be happy. Now they would be happy.
Exactly.
It's a nuisance.
They turn it off. As soon as they get the DualSense, they turn off those features. That's how they play. You're not allowed to like it, but continue. Sorry, I just wanted to let you know.
Oh yeah, but no, that makes us a bigger sell, in my opinion. You know what I mean? That, at the end of the day, people had no issue buying a backbone for $100, $99 for a backbone to, whatever xCloud or remote play, whatever you use it for on your cell phone. But a product that costs $100 more that can do so much more and it's a better experience because, one thing that caught me with the Portal was the screen. People was making it, it's just a cheap tablet. It's a cheap Android tablet. No, it's not, because the screen is very beautiful. Yeah, it's not an OLED screen, but that thing is very bright. It's very vivid. It is a beautiful screen. And if you ask anybody that has a Portal, ask them how about the screen. I guarantee they'll be like, yeah, the screen is great. It's a beautiful screen. But yeah, like my experience with it has been great because I have a DualSense in my hand, playing on this screen. It's very light. It's not heavy at all. It's a tad bit heavier than a Switch OLED. You know what I mean? Handheld mode. But I've been enjoying the product a lot because I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3. So I started my Baldur's Gate 3 run, and I've been playing it only on the Portal when I'm laying down in bed watching the NBA game, and I could tweet about it. On my phone, I could never do that because if I'm remote playing, I can't tweet. You know what I mean? Or I can't send a message. But now my phone is freed up. You know what I mean? I'm not using whatever on my phone, but I have this product right here that's next to me, and I can just use it however I want to use it. You know what I mean? I tried it on my mobile hotspot network. It was working fine. You know what I mean? So yeah, like my experience with it has been pretty good. There are some cons that I have with it as well. I think the touchpad implementation, you know, because the screen is a touchscreen.
It's a touchscreen? Okay.
Yeah, so you to initiate the touchpad, you got to like double tap it. So that takes some time to get used to. You know, a lot of people bring up the whole DualSense. I mean, the Bluetooth. No Bluetooth on the device. I kind of can see why no Bluetooth, because having a dedicated product like this for remote play, you don't want to interrupt any type of connection or frequency. You know what I mean? Having another frequency with Bluetooth. But at the end of the day, I feel like you could have added that, you know what I mean, just for, you know, Pete's sake or whatnot. But they do have the PlayStation Link thing. So when the actual, when the earbuds come, the Pulse Explorer come, I'll test that as well. Because I was looking for a new earbud anyway. I was going to buy a Apple AirPod headphones, but I decided to wait when they announced that. But yeah, other than that, I really like the device, man. I really don't have too many flaws that I can say from my experiences and how I remote play or how I use it. You know what I mean? It's been really, really good. Like the response time has been really good. You know, I don't understand like when it comes to streaming on any device, latency is always going to be a thing. But what makes a product good, you know what I mean, determines how low you can make that latency for you know, playing your games. And the Portal, the latency is not high. Obviously it depends on your connection, but the latency is really, really good with the Portal. There's going to be certain things where you might have a hitch here or there because, yeah, that's the nature of the beast. When it comes to the internet, that comes with your network. You know what I mean? It fluctuates. And, yeah, the device will show that it fluctuated or there's a hitch here in this moment. But majority of the time, you're going to be good to go, especially if your home connection is stable or the bandwidth is high enough or whatnot. But, yeah, I've been enjoying it. I really don't have nothing really bad to say other than, yeah, it keeps you in the ecosystem like they want you to do, and it extends your play like they want you to do.
Absolutely.
Oh, the antagonizer in chief.
Hey, let's go.
My brother.
Hey, let me ask you this, yo. So I'm glad you're here, JayDub. So, so I saw a popular 2K Twitter account took your vid.
Yes, sir.
So you got your lawyers? Because you need some of that Twitter, that X money that they trying to get off your video.
Yeah, I already got the check. The check came in the mail. You know what I'm saying? So,
when I saw that video, yo, I don't think that. I wish I could find it, but there was a big 2K account, and it said, "Imagine playing 2K on this." But the kid wasn't playing 2K, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, that looks familiar." When I put the sound on, I hear JayDub's voice. I'm like, "What?" Yeah. I'm like, "Oh, they stole his shit." Pause.
Yeah. We're about to. We seen that too, P-Rock. Hey, yo, and Twitter pay you quick, man. They don't let you wait too long. So
they could at least at you, courtesy of at JayDub. Oh man, I'm like, store them out. But hey,
salute to 2K, man. Salute to 2K. It was really cool because I was in the truck driving with my son. I picked my son up from school. He's 13 years old, and I got my Portal. He got here, so he opened his and he was playing it in the truck. So he connected to the hotspot in the truck. and he was playing it, and I just decided to record a little piece while we were waiting and stuff like that. And just from that 20-some second clip, they saw it and they decided to use it in their advertisement and stuff like that. And listen, I'll tell you now, 2K runs smooth on it. And I've been playing a bunch of multiplayer games like COD and stuff like that, just to try to stress it and see what's the max that I could do to try to, in a worst case scenario. So I went outside, I was in the truck and your hotspot connecting to your phone, walking outside, just all kind of stuff just to see what would the varying degree of the experience would be. Now, of course, the system is made for the home, right? It's a companion for the home that can be extended elsewhere outside of the home. So firsthand, if you want the best experience, it's in home on your own Wi-Fi, the same network that your PS5. That decreases the latency and stuff like that. But of course, I recorded some footage of me at my office playing it. And again, the latency is so small. Of course, everything has latency, even from your controller to the PS5 or to the Xbox or to the Switch or whatever, there's a degree of latency. And so this latency that they have from that is it's to the point where, dude, you can't tell the difference. Like I'm playing Gran Turismo, right? A racing game, 60 frames per second, ray tracing, all that stuff, all the bells and whistles and stuff on that. I'm playing it at a great experience. Now, mind you, if you go to an airport or something like that, you have to meet those minimum requirements, and then it's going to fluctuate and stuff like that. So, but if you play it at home with the home experience, you're going to be good. It's just I'm going to be honest.
JayDub, I was playing a fighting game called Other Night in Birth, the beta, and it felt really good. Obviously, normally I don't play 2D fighting games on a controller, so yeah, it was kind of odd doing it, but I still was winning matches playing through the portal in a fighting game. And I put the video out there as well. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. But here's the thing, Bari. When I'm playing certain games, I'm feeling the haptic feedback, and I'm seeing the RGB lighting that lights up. It's just like,
the LED's nice. It's nice, man.
Dude, they really incorporated the stuff that you really need to make it be like, holy shit. I mean, if you're playing GTA on it, of course, you're gonna have the police lights and stuff, the red and blue LEDs flickering. It's really immersive.
It's more immersive now because you're not looking down on your controller as you play on the TV. Now that the actual screen is in your face, you
get to see some of those more. Yeah. Exactly. You get to see some of this stuff. Even the haptic feedback is like it just felt a little bit more in tune. Like my senses were heightened and it's like, listen, I'm gonna be honest.
I'm not allowed to like haptic feedback or DualSense. I just wanted to let you know.
I know, right? Hey, I don't know if we talked about that, Bari. I don't know if you talked about that yet, but. There is so many.
Would you pay $10? Would you pay $10 for like whatever game you want? You just have the DualSense integration. Like, let's say they didn't change anything.
Absolutely.
I say that about the Last of Us 2 Remaster. I'm not allowed to say it. I'm a shield now. Yeah. I'm not allowed to say it.
You get more than just a DualSense with that, with $10. But I know P-Rock probably spoke about it. But we late, P-Rock, man. We having a party now. It's a reunion now.
Hey, ball out. Sony's just stealing money off you because you're a bunch of corporate cocksuckers.
Yes. Yeah.
You just give them all your money.
Listen, I never go back to God of War 2018 and pay $10 just to have the DualSense integration. I would. I just wanted to let you guys know that. Like, I didn't need them to change.
And if it happens, we could blame you. And if it happens, we could blame you.
Exactly. Hey, Santa Monica, make it happen. $10 is yours.
Listen, it's really crazy that guys are really upset and mad when they see you playing your PlayStation Portal. You had Shuhei Yoshida playing Liza P on his PlayStation Portal, and dudes are in this comments just mad. Why did you buy that trash? Why are you playing that game? It's the latency and all kinds of stuff.
Who bought it?
Who bought it? No, Yoshida. Shuhei Yoshida.
Really? They went after Shuhei?
They went after Shuhei. He was in the hotel room saying,
even Shuhei not safe?
Bro,
you saying he ain't safe?
Shuhei ain't safe.
He a corporate cocksucker?
Yo,
yeah.
they going after devs too, because there's a dev that created first contact.
I just got the tweet.
Firewall. They was going after him, and he was showing that he's blocking and muting a whole bunch of people because he's enjoying the experience and showing it. People coming at him.
Playing lies of P on my P. Let's see what the people say.
PlayStation been horny lately. Ever since the 19 inches of Venom.
Oh man,
it's been a horny ass time.
Yo, but that's a good ass picture that Shuhei posted. Look at screen. Yo, JayDub, they don't believe me when I say the screen is
that
really
screen
bigger
is
than
that screen
it looks clean.
I ain't gonna lie, just the whole device itself. It shows quality, like it's like PlayStation quality. They didn't spare it feels like they didn't spare any expense when it comes to creating this, even from the controls, the way you hold it, the screen size, everything, the brightness of the screen, the saturation of the colors of the screen, the clarity. Like, it's just really like a native experience. Even
in pictures, it looks clean.
Yeah, it looks clear. Yeah, here's the thing. People, it's not OLED, or I can't do this or I can't do that. It's like, dude, just say it's not for you and move on. You sitting here whining under everybody's thread that is posting pictures of them enjoying it and stuff. It's like, that shit don't make no sense.
You know what's funny, JayDub? Because people say that I've seen people say they want an OLED screen. They want the DualSense Edge features on there. But I'm like, yo, are you gonna pay that money? Like, the OLED gonna cost more.
This is what it is. This is really what it is. They don't want it at all. They will just want it to fail. That's really what it is. They just want it to fail.
Yes.
From Sony that doesn't fail, they are extremely mad. It's just like with VR, right? They hated on VR, and then you come to find out VR is successful. It surpassed the first, as far as in sale, the first one. It's being supported. Fucking 10 games are dropping every single week for VR, right? And that just irks a certain subset of people. It just makes them extremely mad and upset when they see that, and I don't get it. If you don't own it and it's not for you, why the fuck would you care? You can say, well, JayDub, you do that about Xbox. Yeah, but I own Xbox and I play that shit. So I get to have a say. So I get to poke fun. But you playing an Xbox game is not going to bring up the anger in me. It's not going to make my blood boil. I don't give a fuck. But why are you so upset and you go and attack me, JayBari, Yoshida? You know what I'm saying? Anybody who's playing that shit is showing you that fucking is great. It works. And I just find it really, really, really weird. But that just shows you those are people that really wish they had it. They just wish they had it for Xbox. They wish they would have a PlayStation Portal or Xbox Portal. That's really what it is.
No, JayDub, you remember they had that whole Logitech G Cloud that they were hyping up
they hyped a year ago. I bought it. Remember, I bought it. Nobody said nothing. I was solo. I was solo out there showing how I was working with Game Pass. I was a solo person. Everybody, why you do that? Listen,
bro, JayDub, the same people that was telling people go buy a Razer Kishi, go buy a
Samsung phone. Yep.
You know what I mean? The Samsung TV for xCloud. And these experiences were perfect on their mobile connection. Now I have an issue with a portal.
Exactly.
I have a question for you guys, okay? Because we talked a bit about the Bluetooth not being implemented. And I can tell you the technical reason why is that the Bluetooth can introduce lag, especially if you use the 2.4 gigahertz network. And most people are not technically savvy. Most people are not going to be like, I need to not only connect the portal, but I need to make sure it's only 5 gigahertz. No one's going to do that. Yeah. So now, the question is this. Should Sony have implemented Bluetooth or unlocked Bluetooth, knowing that a vast majority of the consumer base will have a worse experience for it, even if they give you a notice, if they're like, hey, listen, if you turn on Bluetooth, you might experience lag. Like they tell you that in the box and you have to press OK. Or should they have done what they did, which is more Apple-like, which is like, okay, we know that the vast majority of you are going to have a worse experience. Therefore, we're just going to take the option away altogether.
Well,
Which one
extreme.
do you
This
guys
is that's exactly what I was saying in that space that I held the other day. Why I think this is a reason, or I even mentioned on Mooch's podcast, why is a reason that I don't think that Bluetooth was implemented. That's why you have a millimeter headset jack that you can plug in if you want that thing.
The lossless,
Or if you're on your home network, right? Remote play is mirroring everything your PlayStation 5 can do. So if you already had a headset like the
Just plug it into your
H9
PS5.
or the pulses, it already connects to your portal because your PS5 is connected to it on your home network. And they have a new thing called a PlayStation Link. You know what I mean? Where they have two products coming out, the Pulse Explorer and the Pulse Elite, that can easily hook up to the thing. So they have their
iterations of it.
Yeah, they're things where it's like, okay, if you want that, mobile or portable headsets, you have those things you can connect to it. But people don't want to talk about it. They just want to focus on, but I already have my headset. Can I hook it up? Type of ordeal. Which I can understand, but it is going to cause. I don't know because it haven't been tested. But obviously, PlayStation do know. But I wish they would communicate that rather than me going out there and assuming that.
Yeah, because the thing is, I used a lot of remote play when I had a PlayStation Vita, and I would just plug in for headphones, so that was easy. And then when I tried it on my phone, I would sometimes experience because the thing is, I've got the Razer Kishi, the first one. And that one doesn't work with the native remote play app from PlayStation. So I have to use a third-party app in order to actually use it and be able to use the little strap-on controller. And that app tells you, hey, if you experience stutters, turn off Bluetooth. And lo and behold, I sometimes experience stutters, turn off the Bluetooth, and then everything goes back to being good again. So
Bluetooth, what a lot of people don't know is Bluetooth is a convenience. It's not capable of running high bandwidth. That's why you can't run video over it. It's because the packets are too small. It's not the optimal way of doing it. You just kind of can't. Then it's all compressed. So what Sony did is they gave you a second option. You can buy their new Link headphones, like JayBari said, that has the new technology where it's lossless quality. That's lossless. That means no loss whatsoever in quality. What you hear is what you're getting. And then the second thing is, if you're sitting in front of your television, you have a home theater surround sound, and you turn that up and you turn on the sound of the portal, you will hear a fraction of a delay, but you can't hear the delay in the audio. So I can understand why they didn't spend the extra money, put Bluetooth in there just for you to be playing the game and then turn around and complain on how the sound is lagging and this and that, right? Especially if you're away from home. Now, like JayBari said, if you got Pulse headphones, if you got headphones that you have that you use on your PS5 now, still use those. You can still use those, and it works just fine with your PlayStation Portal, right? Because you're in your house. But once you leave out of your house and you go to another network, then the audio has to go all the way through the internet, which is creating even more delay and more lag when it comes to that. So your audio is not going to be synced up. So why even include that? You're going to have potentially millions of people complaining about that. So why even do that? You give a person an option to plug their old-fashioned headphones in there if they need to, and keep it moving. If you want to buy the Pulse Explorer and the earbuds and the regular headphones, that's an option for you too. But I think it's a big no-brainer, and I think it's a nothing burger. I think people that wanted to hate, they wanted to hate regardless. Right, because I haven't ran into one person. Right now, I could be wrong, but I hadn't ran into any person who says, "Man, I love this thing, but I just wish it had Bluetooth on there." Because for one, the audio of the actual thing is actually pretty good. Yeah, it's actually pretty good and loud. And then for two, on top of that, like I said, if you're at home, I use the end zone headphones anyway. And it works just fine. No delay, no nothing, because it's plugged. It already plugs into my. Yeah, it plugs into my PS5 anyway. So, like I said, it's a nothing burger. But I get it. In this day and age, we have to be outraged about something, right? We just have to find something to be outraged. And majority of the outrage is coming from people who really don't want and had no intentions of buying the goddamn product anyway.
Yeah, like if you, like you made it perfectly clear, like if you're on your home network, there's no real issue. Which 90% of your experience on this product is going to be on your home network. You have your headphones already hooked to your PlayStation 5. You're going to be good to go. Like yeah, if you're going outside and you're probably at work or whatnot, yeah, you're going to, because there's no Bluetooth. If you don't want to use your 3.5 millimeter headset jack or whatnot, then yeah, you're going to shell out more money to use it, because you know you're going to have to buy like a Pulse Explorer or the Elite. But
yeah,
you know what I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm thoroughly happy and surprised at the product, that it works as they said it will work. It's very functional. I've ran into very little problem. One thing I will say is, if your home network supports 5 gigahertz and 2.4 gigahertz, be sure that your PlayStation Portal is connected to the 5 gigahertz, because that gives you more throughput and you have a much better experience. With the 2.4, because you have so many other objects in your house that's connected on that frequency, and once you start having all that video and compression coming through, it's going to hog all the bandwidth for that particular frequency. So
JayDub, I said the exact same thing at the top of the chat, but then I was a Sony shield, so I just want you to know that we're not allowed to dispense technical advice. I just want you to know. That's another thing we're not allowed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I think it's a product for those who find it worthy. Somebody like me who likes, now I be able to, lounge around in bed and game late at night, where I do majority of my gaming, instead of, being in a home theater room with the sound loud, waking everybody up, stuff like that. Plus I can walk around my house and stuff like that. It's a companion. It's for me. It's not for everybody. I'm not telling everybody to go out and buy it. I'm just saying it works for me. And at the end of the day, that's all I care about. It works for me.
Yeah, it's definitely a complementary device. Is a luxury device. It's not like a necessity.
Yeah.
But if you're already within the PlayStation ecosystem, you enjoy the platform, it's a perfect device to extend your play for video games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, JayDub just set a perfect example in the bed. Like I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3 every night in the bed, and I'm just chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is.
And in the future, it's been reported that Sony's going to make it where you can stream from the cloud as well. So your games, you'll be able to stream from the cloud. And I think that would probably be big for some people who potentially don't even have PS5s. They could buy one, sign up to PS Plus, and play those games that are in the PS Plus. We'll see, but I think that would be that's going to be interesting.
All right. Let me hit up the super chat real quick, and I want to address the point where you guys talked about the success of the Portal and why we're getting the negative reaction. So shout out to Sphere. He says, "What's up with Sony and Apple partnership for PS5? Is it the Apple Plus subscription thing? I think they extended it or some shit."
Oh, that's what Apple Music, I think.
Or Apple Music.
Oh, you talking about the I've been seeing a whole bunch of deals.
Yeah, I didn't really pay attention to that, but I think it's like Apple Music or something, or something Sony and Apple.
Yeah,
Apple
the only
Music.
reason
I've seen something with the Apple TV service too.
Yeah, they had Apple TV at some point.
Yeah,
for 6 months.
Monarch is out.
Monarch is the Godzilla thing, or the
yeah, it's out on Apple Plus. Monarch, Monarch, something of monsters. It's based off the Godzilla King Kong world.
Yeah, that's where I think I've seen the whole deal with the Apple TV thing. With that, but
I'm just finishing up.
Close attention.
Yeah, I'm just finishing up Ashoka, and then I'm gonna start that show. Legacy of Monsters. That's what's called. Yeah, I'm on the. No, I think I did finish. No, I finished it yesterday. So I'm gonna start, Monarch Legacies of Monsters. Shout out to Bari up in the chat saying grand opening, grand closing. So this is what I said, I think in my last video, or whatever, that one of the big reactions or the negative reactions from a lot of people is, I think these Xbox gamers, these fanboys, whatever, they really want the PlayStation 3 gen back. And what I mean by that is not the gen where towards the end Sony started coming out with lots of games and all this shit and started, climbing back up into good graces. They want the first 3 years of the PlayStation gen, where Sony was just making the wrong decisions. They released the overpriced console that nobody was buying. The first 2-3 years, you didn't really have super big games, you know. It wasn't really, I mean, you had Uncharted 2007, which was good, but it wasn't really until Guns of the Patriot, which came out in June 2008, that really had that competitive 90 Metacritic Game of the Year level banger to compete with Gears of War and Halo 3 or whatever, right? The controller was trash because it didn't have rumble. Nobody cared about the 6-axis. No one gave a shit about the Move. No one gave a shit about PlayStation 3D. They want that shit. They want, like, Sony doing a lot of stuff, but they're all failing, right? So that's what they were hoping for. They were hoping for VR to come out. It did generally well, so they're pissed off. So anybody who buys VR is a fucking shill and a corporate cuck. PS Portal, even I'm surprised at how many people are buying it, talking about it, whatever. Well, once again, another product that they hope they fail, but it's not, at least at this point in time. So guess what? They're calling all the people who supported it, bought it, enjoying it, corporate cucks or whatever. They want PlayStation products to fail because they know the reality. You know, look at the screen. Xbox can't win. You know, if Sony got smarter with releasing what they need to release. I think the last bad product they released was the Vita, and they learned from that. You know, generally now, you know, they're pretty smart at what they're releasing, and so far it's been hitting. And the dudes are pissed because one of the key things, believe it or not, for Xbox to be successful is PlayStation has to suck. I'm sorry, it does. But here's the reason why. If PlayStation is good, not even great, not even banging, just simply good, no one's really going to give Xbox a chance. For what? PlayStation's good. That's the normal. What happened with 360, PlayStation sucked. Like, it was bad. It was $600 when it launched, $600. People didn't really want Blu-ray. Most people didn't have a HD TV yet. So day one Blu-ray wasn't a thing. And plus the Blu-ray movies was expensive too. They didn't have shout out to Persona, was good. They didn't have, movie rentals yet. So day one Blu-ray wasn't really a big thing other than the biggest enthusiasts. The biggest games wasn't on PlayStation, and it's $600. That opened the door for people to be like, well, what does Xbox have? Oh, there's Gears of War? Oh, that looks banger. Oh, Halo 3? That looks dope. Oh, and it's only $400? Oh, I'm going to give me an Xbox. That's what they're hoping for PlayStation. So they want people to look at PlayStation 5 and be like, man, what the fuck is going on? Damn, this is stupid. Oh, that's dumb. Where the fucking game's at? I don't want to play that. Man, what else is there? Oh, Xbox? Oh, I forgot about that shit. That shit's still around? What you got over there? Oh, you got Game Pass? You know what? I'll fuck with you now. That's what they want. They want people to pay attention to Xbox, but the only way that's going to happen is if PlayStation sucks. And I'm sorry, it doesn't suck. That the console's banging. It's banging. Yep. It's just, and listen, and to prove my point, and I think JayDub knows and JayBari knows, I didn't buy a PS4 to 2015. I did not like all you guys are saying 10-year anniversary. This is my memory of buying a launch PS4. That wasn't me. Notice I didn't tweet that shit. Because I didn't buy that console for like another 2 years. Like, I thought last gen launched, then the beginning, the start of the gen was piss poor, in my opinion. To me, that was the worst start of the gen I ever seen in any gen. The Wii U, that shit was trash. Then when I saw the Xbox and PlayStation 4, I'm like, whatever. I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling what Xbox is launching. I'm not feeling Knack and Dry Club. So Dry Club, you out your goddamn mind. If you think I'm gonna buy a fucking console for Dry Club, you're bugging. I'm like, whatever. Couple of months later, Infamous. I'm like, it's cool, but that's not a system.
Bloodborne hit though.
JayBari, no. That's what made me get a PS5. When that Bloodborne came out, that's it. That was the best game, period. Gotta get Bloodborne. That's it. It was a wrap. It was Bloodborne, right? Then it went a little dry spell, but then starting 2016 and on, it was just bangers at the bangers at the bangers, right? But what they want is PlayStation to look bad. So all that bullshit that they're in the community, they're trying to speak it into existence. It's like, as the saying goes, from your mouth to God's ears. That's what they're hoping for. And I'm sorry, bro. That PlayStation fucking shit's it's just a banging system. The console's hitting on fire. That's why nobody's really like. Look at the screen. Video games in Europe report. PS5 console sales up 143% year on year. That's more than double. When you sell 100%, up 100%, that means you doubled your sales. This is 143 over here, right? Switch sales are down -20. Now that's understandable because that motherfucker's been out since 2017. At a certain point, the bell curve is going down. That's why I was trying to tell Baron. You saying Xbox outselling Switch doesn't mean nothing. It already sold 130 million. There's not that many people left. That's going to be interesting. There's not that many left. Yeah. Year, so. Not that many. I don't. There's rumors, right? There's rumors of it. But there's 130 million sales. You know that shit's gonna taper off. There's not that many. Who else is there? Usually consoles don't sell 300-400 million. So it's on this trending down, but that's a normal cycle. Like Nintendo has to release a new console to get it back up. But Xbox Series X and S is down 52% year over year. Yo, that shit is selling incredibly worse this year than it did last year. Like, no one's really buying this, right? Right here, I got Matt, for the last MPD, Matt Piscatella, or now it's called, what is it? Corvana? What's the name? They renamed it. Circana, there you go. They call it Circana now, right? PlayStation 5 was the best-selling hardware platform, both unit and dollar sales, during October 2023. Xbox Series ranked second in dollar sales, but Switch was number 2 in units. So more people bought the Switch than Xbox. It's just that Xbox, generally, especially if you buy the Series X, is more expensive. So in dollar sales, you're going to make more money, but it's dead last in sales. Once again.
Yo, you know what's crazy about that? Like, in my opinion, I think Xbox had a very good year in 2023, especially when it came to, their primary thing where they're selling Game Pass. Game Pass had a lot of great games in there. And it seems like the years that they're doing better or they're doing good, it's like the console's not selling. It doesn't match up. Like the audio's not matching.
It seems like PC's saving Xbox right now. That's where all the shit's coming, right?
Yeah,
Look
that's
at
where all
this
the sales are coming from.
Yeah, this is the tracking of
Even Game
how
Pass.
Well. Yeah, this is the tracking.
How did they have a good year?
Well, Game Pass. You're talking about Game Pass, like increasing.
Even Game Pass. How did they have a good year though?
No, Game Pass this year was great. Like the offerings that they had in there, they had a lot of great games. Like, I'm basing that off of stuff that I would normally play. That's dropping in there day one or whatnot. And I think one of the best games to come out this year, Liza P. That was I think Game Pass. They had a lot of great offerings in Game Pass this year. And just looking at it from a first party perspective. Yeah, you had blunders with like Redfall, but yeah, you had Hi-Fi Rush, you had Starfield, you know what I mean? You had Forza. They had a good year.
Is garbage, so that's also a blunder.
The pregnant pause.
Nah, they had a good year.
Hey, wasn't I right about that?
You had the first trimester. You should have called it the first trimester pause. Yeah, you was.
I don't think nobody can say that Xbox had a horrible year this year. Like, nah, I don't.
It wasn't horrible, but I'm like, how was it good though? Because
it's better than 2022.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is. I can say that.
When the bar is so low,
but look at this shit.
Far and you're still not above ground. You know what I'm saying?
But look at this shit right here. Look at Xbox. Oh my god, bro. That shit is bad, bro.
Here's the problem, and it just is really what it is. For Game Pass is great for Xbox guys, right? It's great, but here's the thing: they don't have the games. They don't have the system. They don't have the it factor that PlayStation or Nintendo has. This is why their numbers look like that. These dudes, I mean, we just saw the stats came out. More than 50% of the people that played the Hi-Fi Rush even beat the first boss in the game. The first thing you do, they didn't. Yeah, so a lot of these guys are just capping and rah-rahing for the quantity of games that are in Game Pass, but they're not playing these games, and they don't really have the quality, and that's what it is. A lot of people say, "Oh, the PlayStation didn't put out no Spider-Man this year." Okay, but that Spider-Man game was of high quality to where it's a GOTY contender,
and everybody wants to play it and beat it.
Exactly. So it's like
more than 50%. That's crazy.
Yeah, like Starfield.
People like quality over quantity. You can throw a bunch of shit in, listen, you have hundreds of games inside of a service, but it may not be number 1 or 2 games that's even worth your time in there. And I think a lot of people are seeing that, and that's up to Xbox to fix. That's up to Microsoft to fix that. They just spent $100 billion for buying publishers and studios, trying to convince people to buy their console and to play in their ecosystem. And you know what? Month after month, year after year, people are still going over elsewhere. That, I hate to say it, man. I don't know if just Xbox is just, that name and that brand is just so tarnished, but they don't have the quality of games that Nintendo and PlayStation have. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think they, even with spending $100 billion, they're not going to have that quality that PlayStation and Nintendo have, because those games take 4 and 5 years and 6 years. They take time. They take high-end quality. Microsoft is going for the quantity, not necessarily the quality, which is why we're in the predicament you're in. Think about it. I posted out there. Microsoft spent $100 billion. They have the best value in gaming, such as Game Pass, because that's what people want to say. So I give it to them. The best value of gaming. You have the cheapest console on the market, right? You have the most powerful console on the market. You have all of these things, right? That they're trying to cater to people, and motherfuckers still won't look that way. I don't think there's nothing Microsoft can do that's going to change anything. They've tried. And this is why ultimately I think the console is going to
people like Microsoft in general. Like, I don't think it's more so an Xbox thing. It's a Microsoft thing where from the 90s to the early 2000s, people just don't really.
It's unpopular. Yeah.
Hey, JayBari, I want to say you were right. Like, I'm looking at the list of what Game Pass released this year, and it's actually a really, really good list. Also, it's inconsequential because, of course, these people don't play these games. Like, they got PlayStation 3, Persona 3, and Persona 4 Golden, and I didn't see anything on Twitter from people on the Xbox side playing these games.
Oh yeah, see that
Persona 4
right
Golden,
there,
the new one?
I agree with you 100% with that part right there. I'm just saying, like, the offering was good.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at the list. I'm like, shit, this guy's right. Like, they got, like, Shadow Warriors 3. I remember that was day and date, and even the games that are not day and date, it's a really good list of games, you know. Shout out to Sony for giving them MLB The Show 23 day 1 on Game Pass, you know. Good on them. Yeah. As you were.
Yeah, like I mean, just looking at it from an objective level, I think they had a good year this year. But what I'm trying to say is that even with a good year that they have, their console numbers is still down over from a worse year that they had. Last year was significantly worse than this year for Xbox. But
a Halo car. Remember when Audi was down in the dumps, and then they came out with the R8, and then suddenly everybody started looking at Audi again like a serious car manufacturer?
Yep.
That's like, okay, they need a Halo product, which I know is a bit on the nose, but that's exactly what they need. That's what Halo was to them.
They won't get it. They won't get it, and I'll tell you.
Yeah, go ahead.
They won't get it. They won't get it, and I'm going to tell you why they won't get it. They were promised the highest fidelity VR would happen. They didn't get that. They were promised all of this other stuff and that they're not going to get. What did Matt Booty, the guy who's in charge of actual fucking delivering games, the guy said is, we're going to give you indies in AA, and we're gonna polish them to be as close to AAA as possible. But that's what we're focusing on, and that's what's going to be in Game Pass. Now, of course, you're going to have your AAA, such as your Halo, Gears, and Forza, and then obviously your COD and your Bethesda games.
When it comes to any of these subscription services, whether it's Game Pass, PS Plus, that is not even like half of the install base or the base of the platform holders. So. Yeah, you focusing on Game Pass, it still is not going to matter because majority of the people are not even that play on your platform is not even subscribed to that service. So yeah, you got to focus on things outside of that. Make sure you have a great game, regardless if it's dropping in Game Pass. Because the sentiment with a lot of these people that's within the ecosystem already is that if the game don't drop in Game Pass, they're not going to foot dip in it or touch it. You know what I mean? So imagine the people that's already outside of Game Pass. You are on Xbox platform. You already see that they're not buying those games You know, because the games doesn't interest them, and for them to get any type of inkling or any type of interest, they got to be into some service. Xbox got to get back into just creating great games and stop trying to create these games to fit into the Game Pass mold, where people will say, "Oh, you know what? Now they have great games where I'll go out and buy it." There's no way you have Starfield, Forza, all these games that come out, but people don't want to really go out and just buy it like that. You know what I mean? What Starfield people did, I got to give them the credit when it's due. Well, mostly on the PC side of things, but you know, people went out and they bought the game. But it's just crazy what I'm seeing. And one thing that PlayStation is doing well, the things that people bash PlayStation for is the reason why it's selling. PlayStation offers such a variety of stuff and experiences on the platform. If you want to get into VR, into VR, you have that option. If you want to extend your play outside of your TV or your monitor, you have that option. Yep. If you want to play the best and the greatest games, you have that option. You know what I mean? There's so much variety.
If you want to play with the best controller in the world, you have that option.
You have that option. There you go.
So this is the point. This is a good point that you guys are talking about, that they're just not making the scope of the game like something that people really want to play. Like it's good to it's like Xbox is a great thing to talk about on the internet, but when it comes time to actually picking up the controller and actually putting effort to play it, people end up not really want to do it. So I remember this joke or this snap Hardy did, right? He put on Twitter, more people have beaten God of War than people reaching level 10 on Starfield, right? See? And reaching level 10 is only like 3-4 hours of game time.
Yep.
It's just you just earn level 10 just doing a few stuff. In about 3-4 hours, you'll be at level 10. Level 10 in any of the Bethesda games is not really hard. You could get level 10 easily, right? But that's like one of your first few trophies in almost any Bethesda game. So you see right here, Battle of the Allfather, 45% beat the game, right? So almost half of the people play God of War. That means they played the game through and beat the game, right? Mm-hmm. Yet on Starfield, only 34% actually got level 10. That means 66% of the people didn't even bother playing the game long enough to get level 10.
Yeah, that should be a high trophy.
66%. That should be high. That trophy, level 10, that should be like an 80% trophy. 80%, 70% people should, because that's just literally playing the game for the first few hours. 66%. That means like, I think they hyped 10 million people. I'll use 10 million because the math is easy. So if 10 million people played this game about that point, that means 6.6 million people said, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. That's not good at all for that many people to drop.
Yeah, people just tapered off from it.
Yeah,
but you know what? That if you think about it, that's really in line with what we've been seeing for the last couple of generations, because the loudest mouths, right? The loudest Xbox dudes are the ones that don't game. They got the extremely low trophy scores and the gamer scores and stuff like that, and it's all fake. It's a bunch of dudes that fake hype, but when it's time to actually play, which the sad part about it is they don't even have to buy nothing. The game's coming in Game Pass. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Just fucking hit the download button and play.
Exactly. These PlayStation guys, they gotta spend $70, right, to buy a fucking game. And therefore, if you spend $70, you're gonna have more incentive to play it because you're spending your hard-earned money, which is why it goes back to the old fashioned. If you make a great game, people would buy it and people will support it. But it's just Game Pass makes it where it's free, so I really don't have any obligation to go and play the game right now. I'll do it later, which I may or may not get to. It's just a different way of doing things, and it's not working for them. I don't see it working for them. The numbers is showing it's not working for them. But since Game Pass has been stagnant at 25 million for the last 3 years, I don't know, man. I think, I'm gonna be honest, I think the guys who were diehard Xbox guys for the last few generations, they have already transitioned over to PC or PlayStation already. Wow. And then everybody's left are these new age guys who just out here to cap.
I'll be honest. I think these new age guys are just there because they just want friends on the internet.
Absolutely.
Because it blows my mind. I'm like, I listen to these guys. I'm like, there's no fucking way you a gamer and you capping this hard for this console, going through it And there's no way you're going to spend year after year after year saying, oh, we're going to get better. I'm like, bro, why not just like buy Xbox later on when it does get better? Like, why the fuck are you here torturing yourself? Like, if you think Xbox is going to get better, then get it later when it actually is better. You know, like, yo, it's just, and it was crazy. These numbers right here, they don't include UK and Germany. So technically, these numbers will be worse for Xbox and better for PlayStation, because Germany numbers for PlayStation is off the hook, and so is UK.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know,
and it would make it even worse for Xbox.
A lot of people question like why people put so much, you know, validity in like European and UK numbers.
Oh my God.
Because it's a big market, it's a big region.
These guys act like, yo, why? This is what is the
second biggest market in the world. And they act like it's nothing.
This is why embarrassing.
That's due to the conversion rate of their
this
money.
is sometimes my fellow Americans embarrass me because they act like Europe is like a third world country. Like, oh, why we gotta talk about Europeans? Like, it's one of the biggest markets. Like, what the fuck is you talking about? Like, it's huge. Like, yo, I think we're talking about Madagascar here. Like, yo, this shit is crazy. This shit is wild, you know. And it still bugs me the fuck out how people this gen, or not even the fanboys, console sales don't matter. I'm like, oh my God, you guys lost the plot.
Yo, that's what.
How can consoles?
You're not lying when you say that, bro. Because I hear that all the time. Xbox is not about console sales and console. I'm like,
how can you be successful in the console market without consoles? Right?
Yeah.
Right? Like, listen, and I understand Microsoft's trying to make money. You know, trying to make money on PC, trying to make money on mobile, trying to make money on cloud. That doesn't mean it's okay to fail in a huge sector in gaming. Console gaming is huge. Yep. You cannot simply say, well, we're doing good on PC, we're doing good on mobile phones, you know, because we have Candy Crush, whatever. We're doing good on cloud, so it's okay to completely fuck up console gaming. No! You want to do good in everything. Every aspect of gaming that you're involved. If you're on PC gaming, you want to do good there. If you're in mobile hardware, you want to do good in mobile gaming. If you do cloud streaming and you do whatever there, you want to be good in that too. But you most definitely, especially if you call yourself a first-party platform provider, you definitely want to be good in the console gaming market. That's literally the one market that's literally makes Microsoft a first-party. Without the console market, what the fuck would Xbox be first-party of? The devices that, you know, devices and the places where people consume Xbox, it's not even yours. Apple hardware is not yours. Android hardware is not yours. Samsung TV is not yours. Most of the games people are consuming for Xbox is on Steam. That's Valve. That's their ecosystem. That belongs to Valve. That's their shit. The only thing that literally keeps Microsoft at least at some type of relevance in first party is literally a console. But it's okay not to sell. How do you, if the console don't sell, guess what else is not growing? Game Pass. Like, and the funny is these dudes are console dudes. They don't play on PC. They don't play on phones like that. They primarily play on consoles. So the dudes that are playing consoles, the dudes that capped for 52 T-flops and full RDNA, oh, consoles don't matter. What? No, consoles don't matter because it's selling like shit. So you want to ignore the problem. That's all it is. That's just a coping mechanism to like, they don't want to say, yo, that's a fucking huge problem. Microsoft's in trouble. They don't want to say that. So they're just going to completely eliminate a console that's being made and say that it's selling in the console market has no relevance. Yeah, okay.
These dudes are like piss outside, man. They just go with the wind, man. Wherever that wind blows, where that piss is going, that's where they're going to go. So if a game ain't sell right, they're going to be like, oh, Microsoft don't care about game sales. But if a game sells well, like Starfield, oh look, Starfield beats out all PlayStation first party games until Spider-Man released. You know what I mean? Like they just go with the wind, bro. Like they really have no backbone. They have no mental thought. That's why they call bots. They're programmed. Yep. They don't have no thought for their own. You know what I mean? It's all what Microsoft is saying or what the picture that Microsoft is painting or the narrative that Microsoft is saying. That's all they go by. There's nothing of their own thoughts or whatnot.
So
hey, listen, all of your negative perceptions about Xbox is because of the Xbox tax. So just here to remind you of that.
Oh shit! Xbox tech, unbelievable, man. Shout out to Quinn Bart. Said Xbox are cheering for the combined revenue after Activision purchase because they think they beat Sony now, even if Xbox is rest in peace, RIP worldwide. That's gonna bite them in the ass, right? Because this is what's funny. They always do something new, which gonna set them up. The problem with that thing was, one, they removed hardware revenue from PlayStation, so they didn't provide the complete revenue that PlayStation makes. And then number two, all they did was they just like you said, combine Activision numbers and placed it in Microsoft numbers. That's not how it works. Because what they did was they double counted revenue sources. They counted the money Activision made off of Microsoft and the Microsoft money that makes off of Activision because of the royalty tax. They double reported numbers. Once they're joined, Activision will be like, woo, we made money off of Microsoft. No, you are Microsoft. You're all the same budget now. So the numbers doesn't matter. So there is no 30% cut to Microsoft and 70% cut to Activision. No, it's just Xbox game sales now. So it's
do you
crazy.
Ever just look at arguments and you're like, listen, if you can't even understand like basic high school accounting, I don't even want to bother. Like I just
I didn't waste my time on that article.
Exactly. I just look at you're like, really? Did you not see the logical fallacies in this? I don't even want to talk to you.
Yeah, I just screenshot it and I got receipts. That's it. And then I get and then I look like the bad guy when I point it out and say, see, told you guys are stupid. Oh, Puerto Rico, you're so toxic. Never mind the idiots that led you astray. Apparently they're not the problem. The guys that lied. So the guys that lied to you, and then you all jump on that train, and then months later, I come with the facts and make you look stupid. You don't be like, damn, Jazz, you made me look stupid. No, it's Puerto Rico, you fucking loser fanboy who got nothing better to do. Like, what about the guy that lied to you?
Why did you enjoyment, Puerto Rico?
Why don't you go after the guy that lied to you? Like, go after him. He's the one that fucked this up.
I was feeling good, Puerto Rico. Why did you ruin that? That's what
oh, these dudes just like to be placated. That's all it is. Anyway, we're gonna start our intros. Well, Bari, welcome back. You know, I know you're doing your thing. You're rebranding the channel and stuff like that. Hey, he's doing big things. He's rebranding. What is it? What is it called now? My 2 cents.
Oh, the JayBari show. We're bringing it back, man. Like, man. The only reason why I haven't been on the podcast like that because I just been taking a break from like podcasts, other than like WUPs, because that's like something that
focus on WUPs, man. That's how I saw it because you got to do it, man. WUPs is a great thing, bro. You and Persona, y'all hitting it, bro.
So I've been taking a vacation from this doing podcast on my own channel.
Man, you could tell the truth. The booty calls is increasing. It's double timing. It's tripling. It's tripling. It's tripling.
You know what I mean? But 2024, we coming back at it again, man.
It's gonna be a movie.
Yeah, man, bringing back the JayBari show. You know what I mean? That's a show that I started like in 2017.
I remember that. I remember.
Speak from the Heart came from that show.
Yeah.
I'll be bringing that back, man. But it was. I always listen to the show. It's good to come on here. I came on here because I know the portal.
The portal's a big thing
out there, and
I need someone. I needed you because you actually played it and experienced it.
Yeah,
so coming to February in Australia. February, Jesus Christ.
Really? Are you gonna get it? Yep. Oh shit!
I'm tempted, but then I should have a few pennies saved. But you know,
okay. It's probably like what, $8,000.
It's actually $329, I think.
Okay.
So you can't like import it, like buy from.
Hey, Barry, don't.
Oh, the import tax.
Wow, that's so insulting.
Why?
You do know we're on an island unto ourselves. It will cost more money for the.
It's like an import tax, right? This is import tax.
I don't know. So.
The import tax. The import tax would be crazy.
Why would you say something so hurtful? That's just
so you paying like double just for the shipping.
And we import it. Jesus Christ, dude! I would rather pay scalpers. It would be cheaper. It would probably be cheaper for me to fly to LA and buy it there than rather than import it. Jesus.
Oh man, my bad.
Why are you hurting like that, man? Do you know how far Australia is?
Very
Do you know how far we are? You think they're gonna put it and that package is like a big volumetric shape? Jeez, I can import like a Tic Tac, but like an entire PlayStation Portal, man, I could buy myself a new TV for that.
Oh shit!
Y'all got some baddies over there though in Australia, man. So.
Yo, that's why the shipping insurance itself.
You just have to survive every fucking dangerous animal known to existence to get to them.
Navigating the waters around, just like.
Listen, Ron, man. I don't even know when you became a bot. I remember you in my chats, and I have screenshots of you.
Ron.
When did this dude become a bot, man? Like I know he tried to do his troll thing in the chat.
Ron. You done fucked up, Ron.
We got receipts on you.
Let me find out. You a closet bot. Let me find out. We need to. What's your gamer tag at Ron? What's your gamer tag?
Yo, people forget that. Even
post your gamer tag.
2017. You know the chat can be shown, right? You can look.
We need to see them. We need to see your gamer tag. Put out your credentials, like Persona says. Are you verifiable?
Yes, sir.
Hey, let's watch this. Watch this video. Nick's pushing out this video. Let's see what's this video about.
Sure. Well, with that being said, you can take your blindfold off.
Oh, who would that video?
Oh, fuck no. Jesus Christ.
Oh, hell nah. He don't want no goddamn Series S. He said, oh, fuck no. My man said, oh, fuck no. He saw that Series S. He's like, oh, fuck no. Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Well, hey, I appreciate you rocking out, man. Hey, yo, JayDub, the antagonizer.
What's good?
What's going on? Hey, so what's going on?
Yo, JayDub been putting out quality videos this week, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, y'all know what it is. Y'all know where to find me, man. I'll be on Twitter, posting video footage about my PlayStation Portal. Salute to Sony for believing in their platform. In their ecosystem doesn't include anybody else. It includes the PS5 and the accessories that account and insinuate the PS5 console itself. They don't want you to play over here and over there and over there. They want you to play on their console. Salute to them for doing that, man. That's why they getting all them sales and the goatees and all the accolades, man.
Hey, you know what? A lot of people always go on Jim Ryan, but congrats to him for selling the most hardware, putting out the most PlayStation hardware in a generation
in history.
Like, congrats to Jim Ryan. Congrats. Success after success. Just congratulations. He got the Portal. He sold that to you. You want the DualSense Edge? Sold that to you. You want some Link headphones? He's gonna sell those to you. Jim Ryan is a straight up gangster. You may not like him, but you sure like his product.
Jim Ryan.
Absolutely.
All right. And Extreme.
Yo.
Let people know. I know you have your YouTube channel. They're asking, where's it at? You do have one.
In the chat right there.
Let me do it for you.
Yeah, I put it in there too. So listen, guys, thank you. You can visit the channel if you want to hear my thoughts about The Last of Us 2 Remastered. You know, you guys already know. I gave everything away. I told you it's all about the DualSense for me, which apparently makes me a shield because I can't enjoy the controller that I bought. It's whatever.
You corporate cocksucker.
You can also find me on the Twitters. Where I sometimes I'm not the antagonizer in chief, but I do what I can to help out. Just reminded these bots that nothing. Remember Destine Legarie? He was like, here's a hand graph. The consoles are gonna even out by the end of the generation.
Oh my god, bro! Oh, I gotta find that. If you could find that video, please send it to me.
Hey, listen.
Because I'm gonna bring out all those receipts. All them dudes is like, but little Timmy's mom is gonna buy a Lockhart for $200 in Game Pass. Who would buy a PS5? Oh man, it's time I do the. I'm gonna do the. I'm gonna do. Yeah, send it. Yeah, no, but I'm gonna do like an end of the year thrashing video to kick off 2024. Nice. That's gonna be like my final video of 2023. But little Timmy's mom. Boy, I told you, little Timmy will whoop your ass if you bring that goddamn Lockhart. He's gonna be like, "What the fuck is this shit?" He's gonna be like, "Oh fuck no."
Anyway,
thank you.
I just wanted to say quickly, yeah. back then I wasn't on Twitter, so I was so naive. Yeah.
Oh, you have no idea.
I had no idea, bro. I
have to hand you like a history book.
I had just seen the Xbox reveal, and I was like, wait, people think this is good? So I went on a bunch of PlayStation channels, went on a bunch of Xbox channels, stumbled upon Destine Legarie, and he's just making this claim. And I remember back then I used to interact with people in YouTube comments. I was like, the fuck are you getting this from? Like, there's nothing that indicates that what you say is true. And he replied and went back and forth, and he gave no reason other than he felt like it.
Yeah, that's typical.
Oh man, I used to be so naive, guys. I used to think that these streets were like fair and logical.
Oh, no, shit. Why you think I'm a monster in the streets? I lost faith. I lost faith in this thing in 2015. I'm like, oh, fuck this place. Ain't no room to be serious.
No, this is what happened, M, and because M is new, Ryan, but this is what happened, right? We used to rule with the trolling and shit like that. They saw us get so much engagement and all that stuff, so they decided to get in on it. So now that's why they kind of moved into our territory. Journalists back then, these guys,
yes,
they were known, right, in the industry for doing their investigative journalist shit that they do, verifying sources, not being caught out there with fake news and stuff like that. But they realized there was more people like me and Puerto Rock and everyone else that we don't care about this shit. We just fuck around, right? Just for shits and giggles. They realized more people listen to us and follow us and stuff like that. So they wanted to get on it. So now they done, I'm not gonna say stoop down to our level, but shit, we don't get paychecks for it. We don't, we just do it for the fuck of it. They're the ones that work at these companies like IGN and shit. They get the paychecks for it, but they realize their shit is fucking boring and it didn't get any clicks and views. So now they try to fucking be like us. This is what you get. A bunch of wrong shit, Like, for example, I put some shit out there, I'm wrong. Who gives a shit, right? I troll. That's what I do. But these motherfuckers get a paycheck, and his job is to investigate and make sure the shit that he put out is accurate, and they don't care. That tells you this is why. Let's listen to
this. Let's see what Destine Legarie says about closing the gap.
Everyone laughed when I made my silly hand graph talking about how the Xbox and the PlayStation are going to be close this console generation, and I actually think they're going to even out by the end of it. Everyone laughed when I made my silly hand graph talking about how the Xbox and the PlayStation are going to be close this console generation, and I actually think they're going to even by the end of it.
Hey, yo!
Everyone laughed when I made my silly hand graph talking about
this
how
dude.
The Xbox and the PlayStation.
Oh my god! Like
this console generation, and I actually think they're going to even out by the end.
How? Are you? Why would you even think that was gonna happen, bro? These dudes are so wild, bro. Dustin, my brother.
They're going to even out.
Why? Why would you do this? Oh my god.
My silly hand graph.
Oh my god. I just can't with this dude. I just can't with these dudes, bro.
This console generation. And I actually think they're going
by the end of the gen even out. The delusion.
When I made my silly hand
yo, I can't. Hey, I can't. I can't with this. Anyway, hey, this is your only friend. These YouTube streets, PuertoRock77. I hope you enjoyed the show. Hit the like button on your way out, and we're gonna end the poll. And according to the final tally of the poll, what we got here. All right, we got 190 votes. Oh, first time I got more likes than votes. That's what's up. PlayStation, which PlayStation gen has the game that you want remade for PS5? 39% said it's on PlayStation 2. 34% said PS3, and 26% said PS1. I was actually surprised that PS1 is the loser in the three. PS2 has whatever game it is. Majority have it on the PS2, PS3 is pretty close, but
I can understand the PS2. PS1,
the PS2 was God, so yeah. PS2, everyone had that motherfucker. So yeah, that shit was crazy. But anyway, man, I hope you enjoyed the show. Hey, tune in next week. I'll pump out more videos this week and all that stuff. But hey, I truly appreciate it. Thanks for rocking out. Hey, to my boys, to my brothers, thank you so much for stopping by. I truly appreciate it. I want to say right now, if I don't get to say it, happy Thanksgiving, fellas. I don't know. Australia, I know you don't got Thanksgiving. I don't know what you have. Happy, you have what? I know you don't, because that's an American thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an American thing.
Happy Crocodile Dundee Day.
You got happy, we survived another day. We didn't get bit by a spider day or some shit.
Listen, there's lots of controversy around our holidays. We don't want to talk about them.
Okay. Oh shit. It's leave that shit alone. Leave that shit alone. But anyway, I still wish you the best. All right. All right. All right. But anyway, you guys take care. This is your only friends YouTube Street Sporter Rock 77. We are out of here. Peace.